for as long as I can. What
Oh,
happened to Ty?
I don't know, but you know what we here to do.
Now I'm back. I had to do something.
Okay.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Black Sensei Society BSS. Of course, we're back here at it again with another episode number 8 of the BSS.
Bugging, bro.
Hey man, we're here. We're doing our thing. This should be a good episode. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, rate it 5 stars, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. We're on the rise. We have some very interesting things we plan. There's supposed to be an individual to get his inauguration. I think that's the word. But he's not here, so L him. But yeah, we got some interesting things planned, of course. How y'all doing?
I'm good. I'm doing all right.
Same.
So
waiting for that volume. Was waiting for that volume 2, bro.
Listen, one second. Wait, where is it at? I just had it with me. Oh, right here. This is what I'm waiting on. The slingshot. Waiting on some stuff with slingshot, man. If it was up to me, it'd be out right now.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Hey, busy man. You gotta respect the Ty, the manga creator of the group.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we got an interesting talk. We're about to do an anime rivals tournament bracket. Probably gonna finalize the tournament bracket, the rival conversation with this one. This is the penultimate conversation regarding the rivals conversation.
Still one of my favorite TikToks, Ty. One of my favorite, man. Like when you go through, you pull up with the backpack, then Lottie starts laughing, I start laughing, and then Riddell just staring deadpan at the camera. It's perfect. It's the perfect TikTok.
Yeah. Hopefully we can settle these things.
We'll see. We'll see who comes out on the top, of course. But to start off, you already know what we do here at the BSS. The agenda hour. I think Ty said you said you had a mean agenda.
Oh yeah, I have an agenda. It's a Jujutsu Kaisen agenda. You fans are so fickle, and it like you guys will complain about everything. And this typically happens to most series as they're ending. People are going to have a bunch of your plays. When people have to understand, this is how things go, right? I don't like something, so it's rushed. I don't like something, so it's bad, right? That's how people process a lot of these things when they're not. Mm-hmm. It just shows. It's so funny how flip-floppy everyone is. Perfect example. When Gojo was first fighting Sukuna, and we seen Gojo's naked cut, right? And Sukuna was getting upper hand. Oh my God, Sukuna's too powerful. He's too powerful. Yada yada. And then when Gojo gets upper hand, why they make Gojo so strong? Sukuna can't do anything. Then Sukuna kills him. Oh my God, they give him sweet cheat codes. Like it's so funny how chapter to chapter, week to week, everything that y'all complain about gets resolved, and then y'all got a new complaint about the exact opposite thing that y'all just complained about. I guarantee, literally, for this entire year, people are complaining about how either Sukuna's too strong, or he's not intimidating. He lost his aura. I miss Sukuna and Yuji's body, and Megami's body. He's disappointing. Now he's too strong. It just shows that y'all don't know what y'all want. When the author will give you something you want, you'll complain about it. Perfect example is the One Piece reanimation. The biggest complaint people have: One Piece pacing is too slow. Yada yada. The fight's inconsistent. Now there's an opportunity to fix it. They say, "Who asked for this?" Like, well, y'all asked for this. Actually, it proves that you cannot satisfy people. So I would tell my agenda to creators is do what you want to do, because there are always people complaining, and they'll pretend that they want something, and when you give it to them, they'll still be mad. So fans are fickle, bro.
Honestly, Ty, I'm 100% with you. I'm 100% with you. Not gonna lie, especially the One Piece thing, because I didn't know that was a thing, and when I saw the initial news, I was like, "Oh, new anime, cool, reanimation, updated animation. That's what kind we want, like the older school, especially One Piece." The older animation style, a lot of people are not a fan of in the first place. And when you think of these newer anime that coming out with the better animation, yeah, we want an updated version. The fact that people are complaining about it, I was like, why are you like, what is there to, we're just complaining and complaining. That's what it looked like to me, because I didn't understand not wanting more One Piece material. I don't get that point.
Or potentially resolving the biggest issue people have with it. Like, and also people understand some things are for new fans. Most people hear about, like, before I read One Piece, I didn't watch it, but one of the biggest things going is the pacing slow. It's very slow pacing. A lot of episodes are not paced fast. So that deters a lot of fans from getting into it. Now it's an opportunity to make more fans come in. And the biggest thing people say is like, just get past the pacing. You'll love it. Now they're about to fix it. Like, well, we didn't want this anymore. Like, who? I'm like, who? What is wrong with you people? Proves you cannot please people. It does. It does. You can give people exactly what they want, and they'll be upset in some way, shape, or form. And the newest iteration of that is just One Piece and JJK. Y'all wanted Sukuna to be stronger than Gojo. Now he is. Now, why he's so strong? It's like, okay, buddy, whatever.
Well, I've always looked at those, like that One Piece announcement. I was like, it just showed you how popular One Piece has become, and you want to get new fans into it, right? So you might as well just redo the beginning. Why not? It's only going to help. That's how at least I look at it, and that's how I look at JJK right now. It's just at least it always shows me that's how crazy or how popular a series can be.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm just like, all right, because what did you think? Gojo was just gonna walk through the whole story unscathed? Like I to be honest with you, I'd be one of those people. I don't think I would like it if he made it through the story.
I think for the tension of the story, he needed to lose, but he needed to weaken Sukuna to the point where he doesn't have, like, he can't utilize Maharaga anymore.
Yeah, which is big.
His role. I literally said that. I think it was on the Player Shorts and podcast. I said he's going to win the fight, but he's going to lose his 10 shots. That's what Gojo will do. He will lose, but he's going to take away Maharaga. And bro, I'm like, that's if he walked through Sukuna and then he would walk through Kenjaku. Like, Kenjaku literally was about to get one tapped until Sukuna stepped in. That was gonna happen. So, like, he was shook. So I'm just like, he's doing a thing where he's continuously raising the tension. Honestly, if you think about it, from the beginning of Sukuna fight to this chapter, the tension's been crazy. Like, it's been like every chapter Gojo Sukuna, it was like, okay, Gojo might win, Sukuna might win, back and forth, back and forth. Even the most recent stuff that happened just now, me and Rodell, we see differently on this. I loved it because what Gege is about to do, he has the opportunity to do something even better than I thought. Because honestly, if you told me as a writer, hey, you have to write them beating him with his curse technique or not without his curse technique, I would think writing Sukuna losing with his curse technique would be a more difficult task to write. And he's about to write that. That to me is crazy. And now he has to make it believable. But if he makes it believable, that's a great writing feat, in my opinion.
Have we reached a point where you should just kind of have blind faith in Gege to write this story?
I mean,
blind faith. What?
I mean,
maybe not blind faith is not the right thing. Like, why do you not have confidence, Riddell? Since I know you're on the opposite side of Ty in this moment of where Gege can take the story.
No, I never said. I've never kind of indicated that I think Gege is going to go in the wrong direction. I think the stuff with the tool was very, very plot convenient, and I think you can call out plot convenience because I said the same thing about Bakugo's sweat just happening to fall in his bloodstream.
That's bad plot convenience.
So, like, you can have that stuff and still cook in the final arc and still have a great ending and still have a great story. Like, at the end of the day, I'm not mad at it. I'm just calling out what I see it. But Gege has never proven me to the fact that he's not capable. So I still believe in Gege and what he's about to do. And I agree with you, Ty, actually, in the sense that it's more interesting if Sukuna is still at full strength. It's 100% more interesting. I know how to beat him.
I think that something being convenient isn't necessarily like a bad thing. For example, right, when Todo jumps in to save Itadori from Mahito, that's convenient. It was great though. So convenient doesn't mean
it was so good to see it in live action in the anime too.
You say convenient doesn't necessarily mean a problem. It's convenient that he came in the last second right to save Itadori, but it was wonderful for the story. I think that it makes sense because we have a character using a domain expansion that he has no experience with. He's not knowledgeable about his techniques. This is his first time in like this type of situation. And Sukuna was prepared. And he should be. He's the king of curses. He's more knowledgeable on all this stuff than all of them.
Plus, yeah, it also helps him that he's experienced the curse technique before or the domain expansion before.
Yeah, exactly. He understands because he was in Yuji. So he has a better understanding of jujitsu than this novice who became a sorcerer like a month ago.
Is he going to take his executioner sword, by the way?
He's interested. Now, here's the thing. And they still have opportunity because they need to hit him with that sword to win. Now, how they're going to do it, I don't know. But I'm interested to see how it happens. I am.
I'm also interested to see how it happens at the end of the day. I was expecting a different way for Sukuna to kind of come to beat it, and the way it did happen, I just was kind of like let down. I was like, it's not exciting as it could have been at the very least.
I can't see where Riddell's coming from, especially once like, okay, you just took out his tool. All right, bro. Like, come on.
But you know what?
Like when was it Judge Man like destroys his curse tool, and it felt. I was like, all right, I'm gonna trust it. I think I had to reread the chapter again to kind of get like the impact that I was looking for, if that makes any sense.
You know, I'll let him cook for sure. I'll let him do what he got to do. But to the overall conversation in terms of like letting him cook or whatever, letting a mangaka cook, or mostly the fact that fans not knowing what they want.
Oh, there he is.
There's Miles. My guy just woke up from a nap. Is what it looks like.
Nah, don't listen to him. He was playing 2K. I saw it in the Discord.
I was AFK. I was doing some stuff I shouldn't have been doing.
I mean, I feel that. Anime and chill episode. As long as you don't do it on, you can partake as much as you want. Not gonna lie. But my thing is, as of right now, there's no hope I give to fans to treat a series as well as they should be treating the series, because after what I seen from the ending of Attack on Titan, I don't trust fans knowing what they want, because after that, like, if you don't like it, fine, but the amount of people who said they adamantly hated it was crazy. And the worst part about it is the amount of people that were sending death threats to people. Crazy. That's nuts. So that's why I'm like, when One Piece ends, I don't have faith that the community is going to act appropriately, regardless of what happens. I think Oda will kill it, but regardless of what happens, someone's going to be upset. A lot of the vocal minority is going to be upset, because that's usually who the people are. Vocal minority is going to be upset, and they're just going to make everything worse for the entire fan base.
Well, Miles, to kind of catch you up, what we're talking about right now is Ty's agenda, talking about how fans just don't like whatever's coming out, whether or not it's what's going on in JJK right now, or One Piece getting its start remade. Right? That's it's getting remade, which we've all kind of voiced our opinion on it. I said I think it's just an indication of how great the series is. Like, One Piece it's been around for so long, been able to keep audiences entertained for so long, that, you know what, might as well just remake the start, because we want to get more people involved. Or with JJK, I'm like, that's how well it is. It's fostering this kind of discussion. But Ty just like, you know what, fans kind of suck.
No, it's because you fans will complain about something and you give it to them, and then people will still be upset. I can't. Because again, I started when I was doing TikToks. I was getting to One Piece in 2022. Everyone told me, read the manga, the pacing sucks. Okay, cool. Now they're about to fix the pacing, or potentially fix the pacing. And people say, why are we getting this? I'm like, ain't this the biggest thing y'all complain about with One Piece is the pacing? Like if you asked anyone a week ago, what's your biggest critique of One Piece anime? Every single person will say the pacing. Now that's the biggest thing everyone's saying. Now they can potentially fix it, and everyone's upset for some weird reason. I'm like, okay.
Well, the ability of that remake or the potential of it is huge, right? Because you fix the one thing you could potentially fix the one thing long-term fans have said is a problem with the series, and at the same time, you bring in a slew of new fans. They're like, oh my god, I've always heard it's too long or the pacing sucks. I'm like, what are they talking about? Thank God for this remake. And all of a sudden, you have a legion, maybe a whole new generation of fans getting into this saga and watching it, right?
Yeah. Now I just thought of an interesting agenda to bring up, but I want to say this first. Ladies and gentlemen, you already know who the Black Sensei Society captain senseis are. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we got a new sensei captain on the street, man. The newest member of the Black Sensei Society captains and senseis.
You got to draw with this cat. Add his cat in there, Ty. On the logo.
He's chilling. I appreciate you, fellas.
Bro, leg up and everything.
Hey, she's chilling. So we had to shout out Miles. He's gonna be with us moving forward. He's our guy, always the guy we rely on to come on. Have a great anime manga takes. But I got a question I want to propose for everybody. Not gonna lie, because with the One Piece stuff that you brought up,
are we about to go past the agenda hour?
No, it's still agenda hour. No, my bad. So my question is, with the recent stuff that Netflix has been doing, like you said, the One Piece anime, the One Piece live action, I think they're doing something else big anime. Oh, they got projects like the Cyberpunk Edge Runners, Pluto, Blue Samurai, and I'm thinking there have some other stuff. I just can't think of it at the top of my head. But they're putting out a lot of very like interesting anime material. My question to y'all: will Netflix ever be at that stage where they challenge Crunchyroll as the anime platform of the world,
I would say no,
or at the very least for the West? For the West,
maybe for the West, because I would say no overall because of all the other content that they have. Like they're really big into comedy. Like any upcoming new comedian, like they always get like it always feels like their first couple specials might be on Netflix because Netflix has understood that. Netflix is the first Western company besides Funimation or Crunchyroll to truly embrace anime. And this really became out of in my opinion, desperation because Disney Plus popped up, right? Disney Plus popped up. Hulu got more legitimate. And then like all these new streaming services coming out, HBO Max, all this stuff. So then Netflix was trying to sit there like, what we need something. And that's when all of a sudden they started getting a lot more older series but they were like more popular, like Toradora, one of the greatest romantic comedies of all time. Irregular Magic High School, they got One Piece, they're doing that, and they're adding more and more to their palette. When not, it's more One Piece episodes, or Demon Slayer. They've wholeheartedly embraced it to the point now they just drop in Demon Slayer quicker than any anime series, at least I've ever seen on their platform. So they've embraced it, and now it's become such a great thing for them that you've seen Disney try to do more anime stuff, or try like, hey, we want Tokyo Revengers or things like that, because I think that may be the last in terms of content coming out from the outside. Anime is this, at least in the West, this really open field where people still need to stake claims, because once Funimation got bought out, who else in the West is really going to be providing besides Crunchyroll or even High Dive? And High Dive is not even truly a competitor, in my opinion, to Crunchyroll.
I forget High Dive is a thing.
Yeah. But who else in the West is going to be providing anime to the masses if it's not Netflix? Or the fact that they've embraced and they're willing to make their own anime or fund their own, whether or not it's Yasuke, which was a way that if that worked, Miles, if Yasuke worked, that would have been incredible. But Blue Eye Samurai, King and Ashura, and then also Seven Deadly Sins. How big was that? How big was that for them on their platform early? How big was
definitely a flop, but big.
But it was something that was something
but
that
they can have 4
they
nights.
Trot out.
They can bring out 4 nights. I don't know where 4 nights is at right now. Actually, I don't know what platform is.
I remember didn't they do a movie? I thought they did a movie.
They did an original CGI type movie talking about Tristan's backstory. That's not in the manga. It might be in a light novel, but it's not in the manga. Even whatever you say about the PlayStation CGI effects, I like the movie. I actually like the movie. I thought it was an interesting movie.
The fact that Netflix was able to make an original or fund original Black Clover movie is incredible.
Oh, they did do that too.
It shows you how well. It shows you how well they at least how much confidence they have in the anime space. Yet at the same time, they're willing to try new things. I know Lonnie described it kind of way. Blue Eye Samurai is great. If y'all get a chance, go watch it. It's great.
I heard some questionable things about it.
So, but I'm not gonna say it's for anyone, but it's one of those I'm like, just go ahead and try it. You watch, some of y'all be watching crazy stuff. Just go ahead and try it. What's it gonna hurt? They've shown a willingness to keep trying these things because they know that their whole, especially after the pandemic, when their numbers soared, and then immediately right after that, their numbers dipped, that they're willing to keep trying new things.
Okay. Also, Chad, if you ever have an agenda, put it in the chat. We'll highlight it a bit. Miles, you got an agenda?
No, I'm good this week. Nothing crazy.
Nothing crazy.
Let me get mine off. Miles.
Right, go for it, random.
Once again, I talked about it last week. I gave Santa Monica Studios a standing ovation for giving us free DLC. And Miles, you played it. Played it. Now, let me go ahead. I need all y'all to stand up and give Santa Monica, or at least just clap. Just clap real quick, because they knocked it out.
I'll give you a clap.
They knocked it out.
I don't play PlayStation. I'm not supporting.
Wow.
Xbox Life.
Oh my god!
Come on.
Like, whatever. Just go.
Xbox,
go watch it.
Come on.
Okay, then go watch it on YouTube.
I already did. I did.
Ty, what they've done in this free 4-hour DLC, because that's if you're playing on the easiest mode, it takes you about 4 hours.
Mm-hmm.
They're able to tell Well, in my opinion, Miles, I think you could just say this is the end of Kratos' like story.
He's done.
Yeah, he's done. Like fundamentally, like had Kratos face his past. A lot of Greek callbacks. So like dealing with some of his biggest sins. Like realistically, I when I played God of War 3, man, I was like, man, fuck Helios, just cut his head off. Let's keep it moving. But then when you think about it, that was so messed up that he killed Helios. Like, oh, spoilers, by the way, I guess. But the thing's been out for 2 weeks. Yeah, you could go. You should go play it. It's free. You don't even need Ragnarok to play it. But to even fix Mimir's issues with Sigrun, like they're touching all these different character beats, and then at the end, we realized really what Kratos' biggest problem is just himself. And at the end, because you have to beat Valhalla technically 4 times, and also the best way for God of War to ever be like a Dark Souls clone without being an actual Dark Souls clone. And then when he walks in and he sees the younger version of himself sitting on the throne, and he's talking, he's like, you were rude, like you were basically, he like talks shit about himself, and then he like understands it. The only thing I thought the DLC was missing, Miles, in my particular, I wish young Kratos talked back. I wish young Kratos talked back to him.
So I haven't gotten that far because I've only played like 2 hours of it. I've been playing something else. But
I'm disappointed in you, Miles. This heat.
I know. I told you I'm gonna play it. I just need time.
You said by Monday, Miles. You said by Monday.
I did. But what I'm doing is taking longer than I expected. But no, for real. Santa Monica. Everybody got on Baldur's Gate about being this revolutionary, boundary pushing company. I don't think Santa Monica's getting the exact credit that they deserve. The game in itself is amazing. And I think the DLC they provided not only fixes a lot of issues, like Random said. I think closure was the biggest issue that Kratos was suffering. You could see he was trying to get through a lot of what he was trying to overcome throughout these 2 games in this new series, but we never felt like he closed the chapters. He closed some of the wounds with his wife, with his son, and things like that. And they hinted at it. He needed to face his past and really close that chapter. So I really do think that, because I'd already thought there's not going to be another game. They kind of finalized that for us. They really closed out a lot of what Kratos' character means, and there's nothing really left to continue. I didn't finish it, so I don't know if they're going to go with his son. Random, you can contribute to that. But I don't know. W's for Santa Monica. I haven't played a game in a long time that, to me, feels complete. I think that's the important
It's one of
thing.
those, Ty, where like, because I know how big you are on like story beats and character progression, things like this, where I legitimately think you would appreciate, because it's one of those where it's like, if you grew up with the PlayStation God of Wars, like the Greek trilogy, you would really like what they've done with Kratos now, where he's not like this immediate meme-worthy ball of anger that will like cut your legs off if you just kind of jaywalk or walk on his driveway. Like he's this person who understands, like he's this person who understands what war is. Even in Ragnarok, as you saw Atreus trying to like figure out what Ragnarok is or find his place and this and that. And it was one of those, like, at the end, Miles, I missed Atreus, but but when you read the journal, he's like writing to him. So like whenever Atreus comes back, he reads the journal, Atreus finds out what happened. And then when Tyr starts showing off the different mythologies he's been in, the Aztec weapon, he pulls out the 2 Egyptians, the katana. Miles, you're not ready for the katana. When he pulls out the katana, and I'm like, oh God, I thought I was prepared. So it's just one of those where it shows you they can go so many different ways with the God of War story. I legitimately think that it's if there is another game, it's definitely the Atreus game. Yeah. And with Sigrun, who also ironically left on her own journey. If you keep playing the DLC enough, you'll see why she leaves. So maybe he meets up with her. And we all know Sigrun was a monster from the first game. So to kind of see her trying to figure out what she needs to do, and then maybe she meets up with Atreus, is one of those things where I think it's just Santa Monica Studios should be commended. And I feel like a lot of people, the hate that I get on that's crazy.
That's wild.
That's wild as hell, Mars.
That is wild.
Also, I think I got one more agenda after this.
Yeah, but to finish up, I think to finish up, I think what Santa Monica Studios has done should be seriously commended for giving us what we don't get anymore as gamers, like complete games where sure, this is just a bonus. Like if you played all the way through Ragnarok, that was a complete game. like everything. They didn't keep anything away. No microtransaction, no nothing. It just gave you a complete game worth your $70, and you were good. But then for them to give what admittedly cost millions of dollars and just give it away for free, and find a way to like, oh, you thought you was good at the game? Check this out and test your skills playing the game. Adds more story elements. You see even more of the characters that you love. And they should be commended for that. And for the people who really hate on God of War because they're like, I like the old Kratos who just tore everything up. There's only so many times you can tell that story. So they found a great way to pivot and give you a great story with still the guy that you love. And then the road ahead, I'm willing to ride with Santa Monica, whichever way they take this story after this. It's fantastic. I cannot sing that DLC's praises enough.
Amen. Before Ty says his agenda, Lonnie telling his agenda real quick, the $2 super chat. My agenda, Chosen X, will end as a top 5 new gen. Honestly, I'm starting to hate the term new gen because I don't know what it means anymore. Not gonna lie. But shout out Chosen X.
Should we? Is there a way to split up the eras?
Yeah, it wasn't Black Clover's medium gen, old gen.
Because there's like the big 3 era, then everything after that is called new gen.
Yeah,
right?
every single thing that exists.
Oh, I gotta say this real quick. It'll be 5 seconds. My agenda is Baku has yet to use One for All. Y'all thought I forgot, didn't y'all? I didn't forget.
I paid J-Rob, but when he uses it, bro, I'm gonna need my money back.
I'm wrong.
When he uses it, I'm gonna need my money back.
I didn't forget.
When he uses it, I'm gonna need my money back. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna need my money back plus his money. That's all I'm saying.
Hey,
if you think he's gonna go through the story and he doesn't use it, you're high. You're high. He's gonna use it.
Also, to keep in mind for chat and everybody's listening to podcasts, if y'all moving forward, anytime y'all send a super chat, we're reading it right off the spot, regardless of whoever's talking. They're gonna have to be quiet and just super chat right there, right at that moment. But someone did ask you a question, Ty, Angie Carr. It said, I have a question to Ty. Do you see the point in having 3 One Piece mediums running parallel to one another? If so, why? Because in my opinion, there's more stories that could be told in the universe.
So the thing about it is that each of them are for different like audiences. So like the thing about it is when a product comes out, it's not. So you might not just be the target demographic. Like people who don't want to see the reanimated version, you're not the target demographic then. This is for specific for people who. This could be, well, at least one of the bigger audiences, people who want to get into One Piece but want a condensed version of it or want a reason to get into it. I know a lot of people that do not, for example, the live action. A lot of people that don't want to watch One Piece, but they love the live action. It's obvious that they were the target demographic. So it's the point is that yes, there is necessary because they're reaching different audiences with each of them. So yes, they're very, very necessary.
Yeah, that's a very important point to note. At the end of the day, is trying to appeal to as many people as you can, because like Ty said, the amount of people who saw the live action is like, okay, now I want to watch the anime. That's the point. And then when you go from the anime, you go to the manga. Like that's the point at the end of the day.
We see that all the time. We see that all the time with new series.
I'm not a big fan of anime live action, so I wasn't a target demographic, but it doesn't mean it's not necessary for other people that enjoyed it. I know a lot of my friends who don't want to watch One Piece love the live action. They were the target demographic. I wasn't.
We see that all the time. There's always at least 2 for most series, right? How many times have we seen, I just finished Fire Force season 1. Where do I pick it up from the manga? Like we see that all the time. There's always at least 2. So there are people like whether or not it's anime onlys or manga onlys, like we see that all the time. I just think it just shows, like I said, how popular One Piece is to be able to target realistically as many possible viewers as they can.
Facts. Shout out One Piece, man. Shout out One Piece. Before we go into the main topic with our anime rivals tournament bracket, which I'm sure everybody's gonna be so invested in that tournament bracket. I think I'm gonna do the Gauntlet first. I'm gonna do the Gauntlet first, and then we'll go to the tournament bracket.
Who just waiting for the Asta Yuta matchup?
No, I'm ready for the matchup, but
I'll make sure my backpack is right next to me.
He's gonna wait to hate. Waiting to hate is crazy.
My backpack is ready.
Waiting to hate is crazy. Also,
just in case I need, I don't want to pull that backpack out. I just want to make sure that it's right next to me. Just
waiting to hate is crazy. Also, let me make sure I do this. So we're gonna do polls, and I just voted on the poll of the BSS. I kind of whatever, but I'm gonna make sure I remember to do this. We're gonna show the results of the polls depending on our most heated debate. Last debate was who's the better inner demon relationship, Naruto and Kurama versus Yuji and Sukuna, and then we'll let y'all vote. We already had our debate, but this is the results.
Who won?
Naruto and Kurama by a landslide. Shout out y'all. Y'all know what you're talking about.
That-
Y'all just relying on a lot of nostalgia. I'm sorry.
Bro,
Come
it's not better, bro. It's not.
I agree.
Nah.
Bro, hey man, y'all know what you're talking about. So with that said, let's go into the gauntlet and then whatever heated debate we have for the bracket. Best believe that'll be a poll. Y'all need to vote on that poll. But the gauntlet is modern villain Sukuna edition. Who is the better villain in this current generation of villains? The gauntlet. I'm gonna say a name. I'm gonna say another name other than Sukuna. Y'all pick which one is better.
I've been waiting for the Sukuna topic because I got an agenda to push with Sukuna too. But
Okay, all right.
Mm.
Well, first is, and this is like like the new age villains. I try to keep two: Sukuna or Lucius Zagratis from Black Clover.
Sukuna. I'm sorry.
Sukuna or Shigaraki from My Hero Academia.
On first glance, I said Sukuna immediately, but when we finally get the fight between Deku and Shigaraki proper, because we keep just getting glimpses, maybe that might change how I feel.
Here's my thing, right? Because people typically go to the who we know more about is the better character, and I don't agree with that. I think the most important thing about a character are their interactions. Like you can build a character, say their philosophy, their beliefs, but the biggest point is what do they do with all that, right? Like whatever their philosophy is, wherever they believe. And Sukuna has amazing character interactions. Every time he's in the story, every time he interacts with other characters, he creates fascinating interactions. I think Shigaraki's interactions were pretty good starting off, and they eventually became great. I think Sukuna from the jump, I can't think of an interaction I don't enjoy from Sukuna. Like that's good. That's really good writing to me. Where you can bring a character on screen and you always think that their interactions are not only consistent but enjoyable. This ain't as easy to see. Like I don't think that Shigaraki had a backstory automatically makes him the better character. I think Sukuna's interactions are amazing.
I don't disagree. With that said, who you picking?
Man, it's
You can't say all that. Now pick someone outside.
I know. I'm thinking.
Miles, you got one?
I'm only going to vote Sukuna, but it's because I haven't watched the entirety of this war arc.
Okay.
So I don't know if there's anything additional that I might be missing on Shigaraki to actually judge.
The toughest part is we've gotten everybody else. Like everybody else kind of got their fights off, and then we'll get we'll get a few glimpses of what's going on. Realistically, Deku has been holding Shigaraki from touch the ground with Black Whip for like 3 months. But and then obviously Bakugo comes back, but then now we're getting Bakugo fighting All for One instead of the Shiggy fight. Like Tank said it perfectly. He's like I stopped reading until they stopped teasing me with that.
Lewis, I made that point to show that to prove, or at least to bring the conversation that people typically go to who do you know more is the better character. That's people like if you ask people like who's better character, like, well, we don't know much about this character, and that's all they go off of. I'm saying I don't think that's the case. We know more about Shigaraki's upbringing doesn't automatically make him a better character. Now, I ain't saying that he's not the better character. I'm just bringing up that point. But I think I'm gonna pick Sukuna. He was part of one of the best fights that I've ever seen in manga. One of the most suspenseful fights I've ever seen in manga. Not only that, I think that what he means for his story is he basically the ideal that Yuji brings is the exact opposite. Yuji wants to be someone who's surrounded by people. He wants companionship. He wants to save people. These are the things he wants. And Sukuna's like, clinging to people is gonna make you weak. Like I think that what I like about Sukuna is that the argument I think that Gay gets posted, I'm gonna be very brief with this too, is that what does strength mean? How do you gain it? And how do you have a meaningful depth? And I think Isidori's at least answer to that is companionship. But the story keeps punishing him for that. Like him relying on people, him trusting like that, it doesn't work. And Sukuna's line of thinking, we see with Megumi. Remember when Megumi was fighting that special grade? Mm-hmm. Him being selfish worked. Gojo being selfish worked. These things work. So it brings more, it strengthens Sukuna's argument. Now we know that Sukuna will ultimately be incorrect at the end, but I like how his argument for the more question of the story is so strong that you think he's probably right. But we know that Isidore will obviously come out in the end. But I think it's really interesting in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not mad at you. I'm gonna probably go Sukuna. I think he just hits more criteria for me. I think I enjoy him more on screen. Like you said, all the interactions play into that. And then obviously his impact and what he represents for JJK is larger than Shigaraki from what I've seen. But I do give a lot of credit to see Shigaraki from where he started, to see his backstory, to see how he grew as a villain, to see how he became more than All for One's puppet to the point now he's basically antagonistic to All for One and kind of have his own goals and dream as of right now. But Sukuna, my stocks in Sukuna have been there for a while. I said, man, he is going to be one of the best villains of all time, and he's living up to the hype. So I'm gonna go Sukuna.
Didn't you call him the best villain of this generation, Riddell?
We here.
I mean, that's not ridiculous.
We here.
Who is his challenger?
I got more villains right now. Sukuna or Jigen from Boruto.
Sukuna.
I don't read Boruto, so.
I don't talk about it. Y'all say don't talk about Boruto, so I don't read it.
I'm gonna go Sukuna.
Jigen's lame. Sukuna.
Now here's an interesting one.
Okay.
Sukuna or Makima from Chainsaw Man.
Ooh. That's a good one.
Did you read the new Chainsaw Man chapter that dropped today?
I haven't read the last 3 chapters.
I'm only 1 chapter behind, so I didn't read the new one.
Oh my god!
Is it some Makima content?
Huh?
Was it Makima content?
It was.
Was it Makima villain content or just like
there is I'll say this to not spoil.
Because she's not a villain right now, I'm not gonna lie.
Makima is related. That's all I'll say.
Okay.
Makima is related.
Okay, that's all I need to know. But
if I'm being 100% honest, every time I saw Makima on screen or on paper, I was deathly afraid of her.
She's very fascinating. She's
never
a fascinating character.
Ty, it's like one of those. I'm never gonna trust you, but I'm watching. I'm just watching what you're gonna do all the time. I'm never gonna trust her. But my God,
I'll be honest, I don't know.
Nah, this is Gauntlet. One person stays. One person.
Sukuna, bro. Dang.
I pick Sukuna too. I think everything that Makima is like great at, I think Sukuna just does it better for me. So I'm picking Sukuna. Miles, random, stand on business. You know,
I don't like it, but it's Sukuna. But oh my God,
I'm gonna pick Sukuna too.
That's a great one.
I want to reread Chainsaw Man though. I do.
Eventually, I will too.
I reread. I got the whole part, man. Like the physicals.
Mm-hmm.
It's
well, part 2, Ty, looks like it's really kicking up right now.
I want to reread. So I reread part 1. I'll reread part 2. Like once it finishes, I'm gonna probably just read the whole thing and see how.
That's what I'm going to do because I'm like you. I got the physicals for part 1.
I like to reread everything once it's like the story finishes. I'm waiting. Does anybody know when Bleach ends? Technically, like when it's officially done with the final arc. The final arc anime, not the final arc, but the current arc anime.
No, I don't know. I know they dropped the season, the core 3 trailer for Thousand Blood War recently.
Yeah,
I probably should just rewatch it anyway because I do.
How many cores is this thing gonna have?
Hopefully, this is the last. It's gonna have 4.
Yeah, it's 4. I honestly think that there's
how many episodes per core?
After core 2, it's really just the final battle. I mean, you got like you know, backstory, I guess.
What happened last episode?
Yes.
Y'all know? What happened the latest episode?
So Yuha and Ichibei fighting.
Yeah, and that's where it ends.
Or did they start?
It was in the middle of it.
It ends in the middle.
Almighty,
that's crazy.
But it's like this is the middle of the I'm like, there's not much left after this. Like after Ichibei comes back, it's just the final battle against Yuha. I don't really get like what like.
I don't know how you're gonna have 2 more. Well, you said 2 more.
No, they got 3 fights left and the Yuha fight.
Yeah, but I just feel like can they finish that in 1 core?
Yeah, I agree with you though. I don't think we need a 4th. What's gonna?
I'm about to say, are they dragging? Are they dragging this?
They want to make that final fight like a big old special. I ain't mad at it.
Oh yeah, I'll agree with that.
Well, Attack on Titan has shown that it's a moneymaker, right? They've shown that way is a moneymaker.
Come up like a fire like Yuha. If you had like the Yuha, Aizen, Orihime, and Ichigo, like that battle is like a 1 hour special. Hey man.
Damn.
Hey Kubo, this is what you need to do. Scrap your former idea with Yuha being scared of the Bankai and going in the past or the future or whatever and destroying it, and have them actually fight, and then he could destroy it afterwards. I don't care. But we got to see the Bankai do what he got to do. I don't care. Scrap your original idea. do this idea. We got to see what the Bogdan can do. Come on now. I'm
Hey,
here
are you
for it.
done with the Gauntlet, or was that the last one?
No, we got 3 more. 3 more.
Okay.
Sukuna or Kaiju number 9, who's doing a lot right now, and Kaiju number 8.
He's not. I mean, come on, put some respect on Sukuna's name.
I haven't read Kaiju.
No, I got Sukuna.
Yeah,
He's doing a lot right now.
he's doing a lot right now, but he's doing a lot right now. Sukuna. I'm sorry, it's just Sukuna. I'm still kind of like, I need to see more with Kaiju number 9.
Yeah, I don't know how much more you're gonna see. I will say this though: if you guys are reading Kaiju number 8, be prepared. Reno season is coming.
Is that good?
Be prepared. If you know what I know, if you know what I'm talking about.
Miles, if I'm being 100% honest, about Kaiju number 8, I'm just like, I feel like it's like parts of its narrative they should have covered, but it doesn't. And I'm just like, all right, what? Come on, it's ending way too quickly for me, in my opinion. Like, there's still stuff that I wish I could know.
Yeah, I was always skeptical when the Kaiju number 8 story. I was like, how much are you actually going to cover? Because if it's Kaiju number 9 and that's it, that's kind of cooked. Not gonna lie, it's not as I was expecting. Way more.
It's
the Kaiju lore is
anime
so
next year, isn't
expansive.
it? The story's getting anime next year, right? And so Jesus.
Yeah, but next we got Sukuna or Garo from One Punch Man. I really like Garo. I don't lie.
I enjoy Garo, but
Sukuna.
I think it's also tough because I understand that we know Sukuna's gonna fail in the end, but like Saitama, the minute he met Saitama, it's like you're done. Like, it's a wrap. Like, you just hit this wall that you can't beat no matter what you do. Plus, we've already seen him kind of get punked 3 different times before,
and he got back up. Respect. Gotta respect it.
I guess
coming back up, wanted to become a monster, became a monster, and only lost to Saitama because Saitama is ridiculous. But yeah,
maybe if we see that fight animated, it might hit different.
Oh, that's gonna be a top tier anime fight.
That's gonna be a really good fight.
Yeah, it's gonna be bro. When they're on the planet, bro. Oh man, come on,
bro. When Saitama farts,
that's gonna be hilarious.
Oh my god, bro.
It went viral when that chapter dropped.
Yeah,
because Saitama's him. And then last one, Sukuna versus Arthur from the 4 Nights of Apocalypse.
I haven't read 4 Nights, so I can't. I feel bad. I don't know.
Okay, I'm the only one who read it. For now, it's Sukuna, but Arthur has the potential to be like a really great villain. But right now, it's Sukuna. That's all I'll say.
What was the first one again, Riddell? I had a question about
Lucius Zagratis from Black Clover.
How much does that, I guess, plot twist of him being Julius the whole time, how much does that affect you in where he stands as a villain?
I think that carries him, not gonna lie. That plot twist carries him right now. I'll just keep it a stack right now.
Without that, I won't say he's bad. I'm just very indifferent. That plot twist I thought was really good because I feel like it was. I was shook when I saw that arc with whole Luciferio anticlimactic on purpose to lead, because you didn't see this twist coming. It's like, oh, day one, like that's weird. Like, it was set up for this dude. It's like, oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm locked in, but I ain't gonna lie. But if you don't have that, it's kind of like,
yeah.
I
made so many. The amount of, like, obviously there's like theory videos, but once that came out, like the amount of videos I did back in the day when I was making like videos on Lucius, like, oh, this is why, like, all of it was like piecing together and made sense, and I'm expecting so much out of Lucius, and he just hasn't been living up to my expectation. Not gonna lie, I expected so much more from Lucius, and I'm not getting it. So
wasn't there a theory that why the Lucifero fight was so anticlimactic, because Lucius was like fiddling with time so that Asta could win?
Yeah, I saw that. Like, it was like he kept rewinding time.
Yeah, because like when Lucius breaks Asta's leg, and all of a sudden he's fine the next chapter. So I'm like, I would like to see. He does. He breaks his leg in one of the.
I'm saying, like, did he like rewind time? Because that's
I don't remember.
I just because the fight. That fight was so weird, right?
In that battle, they would show a clock
That's what I remember,
Mhm.
Ty. So there's a big theory because let me tell y'all, ladies and gentlemen, if you're here from day one with me, I was a Black Clover content creator, so I was in the space. There's a huge theory regarding the clock, like you were saying, and the clock appeared a lot. So I think the theory actually had value. So there was every time with the clock, and the clock would have different times, and then it would rewind time. Like there was an instance where the time would go backwards from a clock later on in the story. So the theory was Lucius kept on rewinding time to make sure that they have the perfect opportunity to defeat Lucifaro, was the theory. But nothing came out of it. Nothing was addressed regarding it. So it's
I ain't
like,
gonna lie.
it's
If,
just
if,
an
if
empty
they
theory.
address that, that's tough. That's
You would like that?
That would have been fire.
It
That would
would
have
be cool.
been
That'd be
amazing.
cool.
That to me is like Tabata. Like his office is on fire right there. That's tough.
To be fair, at that
Bro.
point, I was like, okay, when that came out, I was like, because I wholeheartedly believed the theory at first, because I'm like, oh, he's gonna address this. Like this
It
is
made a lot of sense to me when
it made
I
so
did
much
the whole
sense. So I'm like,
dissection.
he's cooking right now.
Even if you don't address it, I ain't gonna lie, it might just still be true.
Yeah, just gotta believe it. Just gonna believe it.
Give him that little bit of credit.
The only question that I had about that theory is how long has he been manipulating time since the start of the story?
We don't think that far ahead, man.
Yeah, hopefully.
We
There's
focus
so
on
many
that
theories
part.
regarding Lucius and Julius. Right
I
now,
just remember when they
like,
thought, what was it?
come on.
The dude's friend was Asta's dad. The guy
Okay, the
that
Austin dad theories are always.
I was like, all right, bro.
He talking about when he wakes up in the land of the sun. He's like, you see like a figure in the sunlight.
No. It was the one that fights. I always forget. There's a Socratic sim that fights
Xenon.
Xenon, and then remember they do a
flashback
when he fights that dude that looks like when he fights with that guy that looks like Asta.
You're talking about Alan.
Yeah, and then that's Asta's dad. I'm like, come on, bro. Whoever Asta's dad is had to literally risk like death to clap Asta's mom's cheeks. I need him to look a little bit more. I need him to look a little bit more intimidating than that.
No, it's still kind of.
Just some guy with fire magic did it. That's what you tell me. You risking life, and that's the guy that does it. All right, bro.
It's because you look like. I had a theory that they were part of the same clan or something, like Lasheta. Okay, but at the end of the day, when it comes to Lasheta, however you pronounce it, I need some type of explanation on how she had a kid. I need some I don't know how it happened. How is someone going to risk their life force getting taken away? I need some.
Those must be some glorious cheeks. That's all I'm saying.
It's kind of crazy to me. I don't know how they did it.
I ain't gonna lie. That person was down bad. It's like
I need it. See, Lewis gets it.
She must have been tough back in the day because if you risking life for it, she must be tough.
Well, she got a pretty perky personality. I ain't mad at you, man. She seems like a fun time to be around. You just might die, but seems a fun time to be around. You know what I'm saying? All right, with that said, let's dive into the tournament bracket at hand. Here is the Rivals tournament bracket that we're going to be talking about today. I randomized everything. These are all the rival matchups that I found. And basically, we're going to determine who will give you better rivalry dynamic between characters and other characters, or duo of characters versus other duo of characters. So, like I said, I completely randomized, so I don't even know the matchups. So let's dive right into it.
Hold on, real quick, Riddle, before we start. Can we straight up set a what exactly we mean by rivalry? Exactly what we mean. Because last time we went on Impact, we did a lot of Impact, and we were technically wrong for doing that.
How about this?
I disagree with being wrong.
How about this? Let's go off of how well we think the rivalry is written. Just like for example, something can have more. Some rivalries can have more impact, but they're not as well written. That's what I would go off of. Like something having more impact doesn't inherently make it better. I think.
I mean, I hear what you're saying. I think for the purposes. Because when I'm diagnosing characters specifically, I'm diagnosing very specific things. Like obviously how much you enjoy. I stick to these 3 criteria in a lot of different things. How much you enjoy their entertainment value, et cetera, et cetera. How well their story is developed and their dynamic is developed, which is basically what you're talking about, Ty. And then obviously what they represent for the story, what their role is the story, how well they fit the theme of the story. So I kind of play into all of that. So I think for the most part, you as an individual choose what you want.
Better? Let's do
I
that.
think you should choose what you want. I think they all have value.
Choose what you
Yeah,
want.
just do
Yeah.
which one you think is better. Let's do it. I like how Austin Yuno are on the easy side of the bracket, but never mind.
That's hating. I didn't even do
I
that.
sorry.
Nah. You know,
I would
you
be
know,
on
you
the
know,
easy side. Deku and Bakugo are on their side.
Hey, you know, there's one
Hating.
matchup already.
See,
They're
Ty
cooked.
just told their name.
They're
It was
cooked.
hating
They're cooked by
immediately.
one
That's
matchup on
crazy.
the top. It don't matter.
All right, let's go. Let's lock in, you fellas.
All right, Asta Nuno versus Jugar and Aladdin. This is an interesting matchup for me. Not gonna lie. Plus, they're both magical series, which is hilarious. Because I love Aladdin. I love Magi. I think Magi is the best magical series in anime. Period. There's nothing you can't tell me otherwise.
I haven't finished Magi.
Are you reading it?
No, I was watching it. I haven't finished it. I don't know where I left off at.
Fair enough.
So off of
I
that,
watched it a long time.
I'll probably go Asta Yuno off of that because I just haven't got enough through it to, and I like Asta a lot. So
Also, since we have 4 people, chat until J Rob shows up because he's a busy man. Y'all will have a vote if there's a tiebreaker. But Ty got Austin, remember to exit out the bracket when you discuss Riddell. Okay, all right, Lonnie. All right, I hear you, buddy.
Aren't you supposed to be at dinner right now, Lonnie?
We'll be talking with his fiance. Shout out Alani. I think he's at what con is he at?
Crap. He just said it. He told me today.
He's at some anime con at I don't even know the
in
state,
Orlando.
actually.
He's gonna be meeting with Blake Koala. He's gonna be meeting
Shout
up
out
with
Blake.
him tomorrow.
Oh, that's dope.
What's the name of that
maybe
con,
we'll be at an anime
Lonnie?
con one day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I've never been to one, so I'm trying to go to a couple next year.
Hey, if we get big enough, we could be one of those panelists on DreamCon.
Holiday Mitsuri is the name of the con.
I'll tell why. Hey, Mark, your manga. No, I'm not gonna do that.
Well, hopefully,
no. I was just
hopefully by
trolling.
then he'll have more chapters.
I was just trolling. Ty, relax.
Oh, bro, they're gonna send this to him. We're gonna get
I
a
know. That's why I didn't finish
video.
the sentence. That's why I did. Because I know someone would clip that. So I was like, I didn't finish the sentence. I was trolling. I did like it. Shout out my objective breakdown for that.
Dark Light's the name of the manga.
With that said, Austin, Jagar, and Aladdin, Miles.
I'm gonna say Asta Yuno. I've watched Magi, but I was in like middle school, so I wasn't really in the mindset to where. Yeah, I need to rewatch it again to give accurate.
Okay. For me, so I've watched Magi and I've read the entire thing, so I've seen the ending. Magi, like I said, it's kind of similar to Him Reborn and D Grammar for me. It's just an unappreciated gem, and the art is it's so fire, bro. And like I said, this is the best magical series I've ever read. Like I like it way more than Fairy Tail, like it way more than Black Clover. Whatever magic series you want to put up against it, Magi's better. With that said, Aladdin and Jugar's relationship is interesting. I don't think their rivalry is fleshed out as much as it could have been, because there's a lot of times where they're kind of doing their separate things, but it all culminates at the end. The duality between the two is very apparent, with Aladdin being more of a hopeful individual, the good guy, and Jugar being very pessimistic, negative. He kind of represents the darkness of the, being what it is to be a Magi, and Aladdin kind of represents the hope of what it is be a Magi. So their dynamics are always interesting, because Jugar automatically hates Aladdin the moment he meets him. But I would probably say Austin, too. I enjoy their dynamic more. I think they have more impact for the story. Their rivalry means more for the story, of course. But I think Aladdin and Jugar have a very compelling argument to be in the conversation. I was arguing whether or not I wanted to put like Sinbad or like Alibaba potentially, or Sinbad or Aladdin, but I decided against it. So with that said, Austin moves on. 3. Brandon, would you vote differently?
No, I was Austin as well.
Shout out Aladdin and Jugar. Magi, him. Reed, Magi. Next, Morijin and Mugan from God of High School, and Lelouch v. Britannia and Suzaku from Code Geass.
I'm gonna go with Lelouch now.
That the anime adaptation really hurt them.
Did
it? Really hurt God of High School.
Well,
Or
got
out
high
of high
school.
school.
Oh, I was
Yeah.
about to say.
Sorry, I should have said that off top.
Yeah, I gotta go grab some food real quick from down my apartment. I hope y'all make some good decisions while I'm gone. Don't do the right thing. My motto is do the right thing. I swear, if I see something I don't like when I come back,
I'll protect Deku for him.
I don't know the
Deku and Bakugo,
matchup
I'll
against
protect him.
them. Oh, let's move past this. Okay, so honestly, this is actually hard. Morijin and Mubong might be solution. Oh, this is actually really hard. I can't. Let me think about this.
The tough part is I haven't read God of High School, but I know the dynamic between.
No, you don't. If you the final
No.
between
I'm
Morijin and Mubong is
no. I'm talking about how people talk about their rivalry. If you understand what I mean, in terms of it just was really badly represented in the show. Is what I'm trying to say.
fair, but they're the crux of their rivalry, like the apex of the rivalry, is the final arc.
Mhm.
And I just won't spoil it because God of High School, beautiful read. Miles, have you read God of High School?
I've only watched it. I haven't.
I might just let Lelouch.
Too many good manhwa out there, man. Too many good ones out there.
I'm not even really tapped in manhwa for real like that.
Oh,
Only-
Miles, you missing out, bro. You
Yeah,
missing
you
out.
should be. I would
I
vouch for
think
you.
what's oh my god, it was like a vampire manhwa. I can't think of the name.
No
No
bliss.
bliss.
Yes, I think that's the only one I've read.
Oh my god, you were missing out on so
It's
many.
good,
man.
but there's better. There's better for sure.
Like each of us, I think each of us could probably recommend you one that you should watch, that you should read when you have a chance.
Okay, let's just say Lelouch and Suzaku goes. Nobody's read God of High School. I probably would have voted God of High School for Morijin and Mubong. Like they are.
Can you describe why you feel that way for us, since we're all not?
Yeah, but I don't want to spoil it because what Mubong does later on the story is huge in terms of spoilers. It's huge, so I don't want to say too much regarding it. This is just one of those. It's not like a short story. Like it's a adventure. Like it's
Random. Do you mind?
I don't care.
I don't care either.
I don't care because what I'm probably gonna end up doing is reading it anyway. It's on my list, so right now I'm knocking down, and I know I had to read this manhwa called The Horizon. It's only 28 freaking chapters, but it's fantastic. I read it all in one sitting, and it's fantastic.
I'm a journey guy, not an ending guy, so I don't mind.
I hear what you're saying. I'm still not gonna tell you. You know why? Because I had this friend back in college. He was my guy. His name is Adam, and was also going crazy at like powerlifting right now. So shout out Adam. But we were talking. We were chatting about something, and we were talking about anime because anime just got brought up. I forget what we were talking about. Anime got brought up, and then Attack on Titan got brought up. And I said, "Yo, the Attack on Titan plot twist is crazy." And then he was like, "Oh, tell me. I don't mind." I told him. He said, "Why did you tell me?" Like, I told you I should have told you. And then he got mad at me for telling him. So I'm not telling y'all. Y'all are not hearing it.
I told you, Luis. I told you. That author is selling that story. Selling it. Oh. Hey, I don't watch a lot of romantic comedies, but when I watch one, it's usually pretty good. And I'm just watching the author sell it. Oh, it hurts.
So I'm not telling y'all. Read God of High School, ladies and gentlemen. Read God of High School. Next is Dekugo and Bakugo versus Hinata and Haikyuu.
Well, I'm not gonna hate. Even though I definitely enjoy watching Hinata and Kageyama more.
Then vote for it. Come on.
But come on. As much as I hate, I will never have somebody say that I hate something enough to not be objective.
What does Bakugo and Deku's rivalry have that Hinata and Kageyama don't? Tell me right now.
Adele's trying to be nasty. Don't feed him.
Tell me, no. Tell me right now.
I think because where they technically start, like they started a way worse place because of
Hinata and Kageyama hated each other when they met.
Not the same way, bro.
Yeah,
Kageyama was not beating on his ass. Kageyama was not beating on his ass. When he was younger.
Had the choice, he would beat on Hinata too.
No, he couldn't. Kageyama can't throw hands, bro.
On, man.
He can't throw hands.
Y'all go. Let me look at the list. Let's see what y'all done did.
We already did one.
I was hearing some things about it I didn't like, but we'll see. Look at the list.
Well, nothing happened, right? It's just Lelouch and Suzaku.
Okay.
So yeah, we're on this one right now.
Because I said, look, I will never have anybody accuse me of hating so much that I'm not objective. So I said Deku and Bakugo are better rivalry than
Why?
Kageyama and Hinata.
Why?
They literally start from the worst enemies. Well, one
Okay.
of them hates him enough, right? And this inferiority complex that Bakugo has towards Deku, and he learns to get over that and learns that he has to learn how to be a hero in his own way. But he's still a monster when it comes to he's still a monster when the action goes down, and you clearly see him change. My problem is he makes we've talked about this enough. We don't need to fucking talk about it again. But you cannot
can say
clearly
the same
tell
thing
me
for Hinata and Kageyama. They hate each other at the beginning.
it was
They
not.
were forced.
Kageyama. Okay, Kageyama.
They hated each other at the
It's
beginning.
not the same.
They hated each other.
The gulf where they start from is nowhere near the same.
They were forced to become teammates, and when they became teammates, they created one of the most unstoppable volleyball moves in their prefecture, and they brought out talents that they never would have brought out without each other, and they had to get past their differences.
It's
you
not
can
the
say
same,
the
Riddell.
same thing.
It's not the same.
If
If Kageyama and Hinata scrapped a few times before the start of the story, maybe I'd feel
they did scrap.
They met once. Okay, they scrapped once.
Come on now.
They scrapped once. There's a whole story plot with My Hero Academia about them scrapping, about Deku and Bakugo scrapping.
So rivalry is better because you fight.
No, that's not what I'm saying,
that's
bro. That's
Come
not what I'm saying at all, Riddell. You know it's not the same. You're just trolling right now.
You're not gonna see this. You're not gonna see this. You know.
I know he's doing this to hurt me. I know he's doing this to hurt me.
In Haikyuu. Sorry.
Oh, that is a beautiful panel right there. I'm not gonna hold you. That is a beautiful.
That's a great panel.
No, I think there is. Hey, Haikyuu fans, I think there is like a scene like that in Haikyuu, where it's like one.
He's just trying to be nasty.
He's just trying to be nasty.
Hinata. It's been a while since I've seen it. I think it was Hinata kind of telling off Kageyama, and it was like, "Bruh, stop being an idiot," or something like that. Hey, so we got that. Hey, the only thing I will say this, right? Because yes, Bakugo and Deku had a more serious conflict, but the growth and realistic nature of the dynamic and relationship between these two sports rivals turned teammates is just as beautiful, arguably more relatable, to be honest. Come on now. I think at the very least, there's nothing other than someone's beating up the other guy you can say about Deku and Bakugo's relationship that Hinata and Kageyama haven't done. I'll be honest. Come on now.
No.
This is nasty work.
Denial.
This is nasty
He's
work.
hating.
Denial. All right. Well, Deku and Bakugo.
Well, I'm not going to sit here and argue that there's not a point. It's just Deku and Bakugo's is better. It just is.
Because they fight. Come on.
It's not even the fight.
That's
it's their whole dynamic.
That's what it sounds like to me.
See, Lewis says it. Like, hold on, Lonnie. Listen to what Lonnie. Their degrees. The degrees are not the same. There are levels to this.
Yeah, because they fight.
Oh,
okay. All right. Speaking of fighting, next is Light and L versus Guts and Griffith. Nah, man, these are real fighting. These guys fight to the death.
I'm about to say I got Guts and Griffith, but that's a tough one.
Yeah, this is a tough first round. I didn't expect this as a first round. I don't know.
It's Guts and Griffith for me as well.
It's tough though because Light and L are amazing.
Maz, you gonna say something?
I'm voting Light and L only because I haven't read Berserk, but Death Note has a special place in my heart for me.
They have a great rivalry. Their rivalry is fantastic.
I think what makes it so much better is like L knowing he knew it was like the whole time, and that's where a lot of the mystique and the detective work was coming from because he knew it was him the entire time.
Yeah, one of the coldest things he did was like when Light killed the fake L on TV. Okay, based on you did this at this time in this location, we only broadcast this in this area. We knew it was you. Like, damn. That was tough. I was like, wow. Okay. And that was like episode like 1 or 2. Like he figured, okay, you're at this location, we broadcast at this time. We know that you have to be here. And given your previous murders, you probably met that was in a school setting because you did around 3 o'clock when people get out. So I was like, whoa. L figured that out so quick. I was like, man.
Yeah, to be honest, Light and L's dynamic is like kind of the staple for that genius versus genius dynamic that you go to when it comes to anime conversations, in my opinion. But I think the one thing that I have Guts and Griffith that kind of puts it over the edge is the fact that we've seen their relationship before before they became like bitter enemies.
Hold on a second. I think that someone said the JJK leaks are already out. What?
The what?
So spoilers.
On a
JJK
Tuesday?
chapters out?
I think the leaks are. Hold on, I'm about to check. Y'all keep going. I'm gonna check.
Maybe summary, yeah.
Okay. Oh, also,
What?
we will
They're
be
out already? What?
anything crazy? Anything worth discussing?
Hold on a second. I'll y'all keep going. I'll read them.
Okay. So the Guts and
Hey,
Griffith,
if he gets the executioner sword, I'm gonna be hot. I'm not gonna hold you
they'll be
because
kinda
he's low key unstoppable.
Yo, can I say this real quick to y'all?
crazy. Go for it.
Yeah.
Higuruma cursed himself for his lack of experience in battle. What did I say? He doesn't. He's a new sorcerer. This makes.
Yeah.
I literally said that. Thank you, Gay. Like, bro, he don't know. He's new to this shit. Of course, he don't know all the ins and outs of his domain.
Yeah, he don't understand his curse technique. He said it.
Yeah, that's fine. Still not selling me. Still plot convenience. I'm still not sold.
Yeah,
But
it is. But
we'll see.
all pocket beans is bad, right?
It's good. Yeah.
I'm not saying it's the bad right. I'm still not sold. Not gonna lie. I talked myself out of it. I ain't like it. Not gonna lie. But hey, he can sell me with the following chapters. I'll be honest. I could be sold eventually for the following chapters. Maybe they go like, oh, this, and this is what Sukuna was thinking when he did this, and like maybe. I'm not gonna discount it. But from what I saw, nah.
Well, I'll probably read them in the Zone In video tomorrow on the spoilers. Also, Miles' new One Punch Man webcomic chapter came out over the weekend.
Did it?
Mm-hmm. It's Genos related too, so I'm always up for more Genos.
I gotta tap into that.
What
You read both, right? You read the manga.
Yeah, I read both. Both because now they've gotten to the point where the regular manga has split off from the webcomic. So now it's like it's so nice that you get to see what the original plan is and what the actual plan is at the same time. So both mediums showcase a lot that is very interesting to readers.
Oh, no, new Boruto chapter out as well. I haven't read it though, but new Boruto chapter out.
I heard it was mid.
Not surprised.
People get also very upset about the last chapter. They were saying, how did they survive this attack and Gojo did? I'm thinking myself, this is obviously not the same attack. And then Kisakabe literally confirms that, oh, that wasn't the attack they used on Gojo. Like, duh, like how are they surviving Gojo did? I'm like, come on, y'all.
I did see that critique. I didn't understand that one.
And he literally says, oh yeah, this is not the attack that cut the world that cut Gojo. So he obviously didn't use it.
Yeah. A little over exaggeration with every bit. But yeah, Guts and Griffith, my biggest thing, last thing, and then we'll Guts and Griffith will move on, is that I think the fact that we've seen their relationship before, how they met up, how they became friends, how Griffith slowly changed in terms of his perceptions of Guts, especially concerning Guts and Casca's relationship, and how Guts was not able to make Guts his, and then obviously the big heel turn, shout out WWE, locked in, big heel turn from Griffith makes the rivalry even more like dynamic. So
is that the craziest heel turn in manga history?
Wait, what is
that heel turn?
Griffith.
No, Aaron's heel turn is more.
Yeah, because Griffith, you have an idea of him being kind of crazy once he starts plotting on the higher ups in Midland.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, okay, he's off. And I think with Aaron, it was always a thing of he has good intentions. He's trying to protect, like up to season 4, his intentions were honestly pretty pure. Like he's just trying to survive and protect his friends and family and figure out the mystery of the world. Why are we being hunted down for being LDS? It's pretty. Griffith is like, hey, Gus, I need you to kill this guy for me. Can you do that for me? You know, he's burning the queen alive. Like he's doing some crazy stuff.
He's always has those tendencies.
Yeah, he's always been crazy. So that to me didn't shock me. And then also you see when he's like all battered and bruised and can't walk, how he's staring at Gus and Kosk. He's pissed. Like one of a good catch is that when Guts first gets Griffith, that he like is holding him when his body's all messed up, he tries to choke Guts. His arms around his neck, and only Judao sees it. Judao, you see like an exclamation point by his head to indicate that he's noticing what the heck was that. So like,
God, I miss
as soon as
Judon.
he Guts, he's trying to choke him, but his body's just too weak. So Guts thought he was trying to hold him. Like, damn, no,
I remember what you're talking about.
I miss Judah, man.
That sounds cool. That sounds
I
fun.
think I agree. I think it's Aaron.
Judah was one of those, like, out of everybody that died, I was like, let my man's live.
No,
Let
I
him
live.
live.
He was the most empathetic and
And it came out that he really loved Casca, but he just, you know,
he's a W fans though. He's like, listen, guys, you better.
You got it, bro. But God damn it,
that hurt.
Oh,
that hurt. But let's keep.
I got poured out for him again, man.
Let's keep going, man. I'm a little Guts and Griffith, but Light and L, y'all should, Light and L. It's a shame y'all didn't make it past the first round.
That's tough. That is a tough opening bracket. I'm not gonna hold you.
That is a tough match. I'm not gonna lie. Next is Gintoki and Takatsugi from Gintama, and then Jonathan Joestar versus Dio. I didn't want to do the entire Joestar family because that's unfair against Dio, so I just went Jonathan. They definitely had a rivalry in like part one.
JoJo's, but I'm picking JoJo's.
Ty's a Gintama hater.
I mean, what? First of all, I mean, listen. I'm picking JoJo's.
You talking about anime's Reverse Flash, Riddell? Dio?
JoJo's, man.
I'm picking JoJo and Dio too, but Dio carries though.
Oh my,
Dio does carry but I'm talking like the tough thing about Dio stuff is because Dio's rivalry extends beyond Jonathan, which is why this is kind of unfair. But in terms of the dynamic between Gintoki and Takatsugi, the fact that they were formerly comrades, they trained under the same teacher, their teacher died, and Takatsuki not only blamed Gintoki because Gintoki did the final blow when they were all kind of captured by the enemy forces, and Gintoki had to kill his teacher in front of everybody. Takatsuki not only blamed Gintoki for the one doing what he did, but he blamed himself as well for not being strong enough to save his teacher at the same time. And the Gintoki and Takatsugi's paths completely deviated from each other, where Gintoki is trying to find purpose in his life, trying to find out who he is. He was all alone and trying to live out the purposes of the teachings from his sensei, from his teacher, whereas Takatsugi wanted to kind of get revenge to an extent. He was going down a more bloodier path to create a better world. And he created a whole like rebellion, basically a terrorist organization to take it down. And the amount of times where Gintoki and Takatsugi would cross paths, Gintoki trying to stop Takatsugi doing from what he's doing, and how their ideals clash every single time they meet, or Gintoki finally started finding meaning in different people that he has met. When he met Katsura and Shinpachi and met all the other different individuals, he was finding purpose in his own life through the people he met. Whereas Takatsugi, even though he created a terrorist organization, he always thought as an individual, he always thought alone. So there's a lot between these two rivalry dynamics. People need to look beyond like the gags and the parody, because these two's relationship, starting from friend, turns enemy, towards what happened at the end of the story, which makes it full circle in terms of Takatsugi, and I'm gonna spoil it because none of y'all are gonna watch Gintama.
I will. I'm gonna. I went too far. I'm actually.
I won't say anything. Okay, but Takatsugi is my Gintoki Takatsugi is my pick. But hating on Gintama per usual. You know what I'm saying? We here. I see why people would pick Dio. Dio's done so much because he's a hater.
He's done a lot, and yeah, just because he's a hater.
Yeah.
The people that saved you, he's like, I want it all.
Yeah. Dio, he's done a lot, so I'm not mad at it. And everybody's seeing JoJo's.
And yeah, do y'all mind? I want to ask the panel and the chat. Do y'all mind JJK spoilers?
Go.
I don't mind. I plan to read it. Lewis,
I'm just making sure people in the chat. I don't want to spoil y'all if y'all mind. The release is coming out right now.
I don't mind. I'm probably gonna read it in like a couple days.
So, the plan is that they're all jumping him, trying to like hit him with executioner sword, and Sukuna's just fucking around with them. He actually pierces Choso with 2 arms through his stomach.
Oh shit!
So
Sukuna does?
Hmm?
Sukuna does?
Yeah, Sukuna. Like I'll show. I'll put up on my iPad.
Is Choso dead? Are you telling us that Choso's gonna die in the chapter?
His food though, just like because like villains, they do the thing where they're up and they're like they just fucking around. Like all villains do it, right? When they
100%.
He's doing the I'm so powerful and y'all cannot mess with me that I'm about to like put all y'all in a pack, but slowly though. So this is oh, it newly came out. Hold on a second. This is. Oh, so I'm gonna find it.
Choso would be having some near-death experiences, bro.
Yeah.
Oh.
Here's maybe this screen. If I can see, I'm gonna turn my lamp off real quick. See if it make it better. Yeah, there we go.
Solo that.
Oh, the quick
boy.
tap.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
That's tough. Hey,
I think he
shout
might
out
be cooked.
Choso. Hey, shout out
Yeah.
Choso. He's like the tank. Stay taking hits for everybody.
I think he might be cooked this time.
Hey, bro, I gotta say this: the Jujutsu Kaisen villains, they're really good at their job. They're really good at their job. They're good at being villains. They be whooping the heroes out. But I like that though, because when the heroes finally win, it's gonna feel great.
Oh, I agree.
I think you mentioned this before, Ty. I'm like, why don't more people write villains like that? Just come in and just kick everybody's ass.
The entire story, bro.
I'm thinking. No, I mean I'm with you. Also, that's why we need our mans, the man, the myth, the legend, Yuta to appear and do what he got to do.
He just killed Kenjaku, as far as we've heard.
He got to do
killed
more.
Kenjaku.
He's that guy. Come on.
I'm
now.
sorry, Sakuna.
Yuta versus Sakuna is gonna be fire. Come on, we here.
You're not gonna be able to sneak him. How's it gonna be fire?
I'm about to say, how do you see that fight going right now? How do you see that fight going?
Hey man, we haven't even seen Yuta's domain expansion. We don't know what it does, man. Come on.
Oh yeah,
That's true.
Sakuna is dogging them right now. So we have, I guess. So we have Itadori, Kisakabe. They're jumping him, right? They're jumping him. He's go to the side. He's just having a good time, bro. Messing these niggas up. He's having a great time, bro.
Damn.
Like it's looking. I will show this one panel when they're coming with their plan. Look at Sakuna's face, bro. He's like, please. Yeah.
He cracking his neck. He's like, we about to kick
He's
this.
just like,
Hey man.
That's the main character of the story, by the way. Just getting punked in this chapter. That's the main
Also,
character of the
I think
story.
It is very interesting, which is fair to make this as like dominant as possible to keep out Yuta and Hikari from the fight in this situation. I think that that's a good move by Gage. I respect it.
They're gonna have to at some point though get in
Yeah,
there.
eventually they're gonna get involved. But to keep the show Sakuna's dominance, obviously you want to keep those two out. That's how you show like how much of a badass he is.
To the detriment of your main character this badly.
I mean, Yuta's not there.
But to be fair, I think as much I understand that you want him to be the main character, he's not.
One,
He's not. But also, we know
he's too
Gege doesn't like Itadori. He doesn't like him.
yeah, he does.
doesn't like Itadori. I don't know if you can say.
I think Gege likes all his characters. I just think that he's making it tough on him, which makes it the tension is
Beating the
always.
shit out of him. No, bro, never coming back, bro. I'm losing hope. I'm losing hope.
Speaking of,
She can't come back now. I'm losing hope, man.
Speaking of Yuji, next matchup: Sanji and Zoro versus Yuji and Mahito.
Yeah, Yuji.
Yeah, Sanji and Zoro are just like frenemies, like Dub and Mars. So
Yeah,
that's all it is.
I cannot wait
Not
for that
moving.
Deck the Halls event. I'm not gonna hold you. But
That's not happening.
It's not.
No, Dub and Mars are not debating.
Oh,
what's the next one?
Next is an interesting one. Natsu and Gray versus Inuyasha and Sesshomaru. This is an interesting one.
This is a good one.
Let's see if we have our first. Who I pick? I don't even know who I pick. I
Where
gotta.
is Monty, by the way, in the JJK thing? Where is she right now?
Nobro's cooked, bro. Just stop it.
But Maki.
No, he said Maki.
Yeah.
Oh.
Where is she at?
I think
White ones.
it's kind of like Yuta. I think they're saving because she's like their muscle. They're probably saving her for something like strategically, right? Like same thing with Yuta. We're gonna send the comedian out. Yuta, when you get the opportunity, sneak Kenjaku. I think they're letting the big dogs get.
Bro, they wasted the comedian.
Now
I can't believe they gave him like a whole backstory. I don't give a fuck about him like that.
but that all played into his domain expansion. So
Yeah, it's curse technique.
yeah.
Fine, sure.
We'll go
Could
Miles.
have
Who
done
do
that
you think?
in half the pages.
As much as I hate Fairy Tail, I think not to.
Not
I do have to reread, like, once again. Inuyasha's so old. I watched that when I was a kid.
So their dynamic is pretty much predicated off of their father trying to make both of them love humans. So he gave Inuyasha a sword that can kill 100 people, but Sesshomaru a sword that can save 100 people with the Tenseiga and Tenseiga. So like so Inuyasha's more, because he's a half-breed, he's more likely to protect humans. But he gives Sesshomaru a sword that will inherently protect people, so it forces him to be aligned with them. That's a big part of that, which I think is that's pretty cool.
Every time Sesshomaru
Which came first, Inuyasha or Devil May Cry?
Inuyasha.
Inuyasha did.
Yeah.
So Devil May Cry was inspired by Inuyasha. Gotcha.
Was Inuyasha in the 90s?
I thought it was.
I think Devil May Cry was like 01 or 2000.
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure Inuyasha's older. Let me find out.
Because if you all don't know, literally Dante and Virgil's relationship is the exact same as Inuyasha and Sesshomaru. It's the exact same.
Yeah. It first debuted November 13th, 1996. Inuyasha.
And then Devil May Cry, like the old one.
Yeah, Devil May.
Oh yeah, 01.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so DMC was inspired by Inuyasha. Secret Inuyasha fan, shout out to you. Yeah, I'm gonna go Inuyasha Sesshomaru for this one. Natsu and Gray, I think they had an interesting rivalry, but kind of similar to Sanji and Zoro, they're kind of just like frenemies for the most part. And the culmination of their rivalry was supposed to be Natsu Natsu versus Ice Devil Gray. And I don't think, although I was entertained, I don't think it lived up to the hype personally, especially Urza just saving them both with her bare hands.
I'm not gonna lie, that didn't make sense. When she stopped both of them, I was like,
barehanded. I'm like, damn, Urza. Okay.
That's all. I was like, okay. That's a little. That's a little too much now.
You gotta look the other way. It's Fairy Tail.
The Urza hype.
Fairy Tail don't usually go that bad. Not that bad. That one, I was like, that's okay. That's a stretch.
It's egregious.
Yeah, but overall, yeah, Inuyasha Sesshomaru, their dynamic is much interesting. Their past kind of coming full circle with Sesshomaru and Inuyasha, and they have some great interactions. Every time Sesshomaru comes next to the gang, it's always enjoyable to see what he's about to do.
He's always also trying like, hey, let me get that sword off you, Inuyasha. Come on, player.
Oh, always trying to take Inuyasha.
Like, come on, bro, let me get that sword.
So yeah, I'm gonna go Inuyasha Sesshomaru. Isn't there like I don't remember the sequence of events, but isn't like one of the first big fights actually Sesshomaru? Inuyasha? It had to be because when Inuyasha tried to get his sword, I think Sesshomaru was there. So
I can't remember off the top of my head, but I think you might be right.
So I'm gonna go Inuyasha Sesshomaru. Miles said Natsu Gray. Random.
I mean Inuyasha Sesshomaru.
And Ty?
Inuyasha Sesshomaru.
Too bad they ruined them in that sequel series.
We don't talk about that.
I know I haven't watched it. I don't have an opinion. Next,
we pretend that doesn't exist. Go Vegeta. I'm gonna go Vegeta.
Goku and Vegeta and Yugi and Kaiba. Come on now.
Yugi and Kaiba would have won another matchup in this. This is just tough. You're going up against maybe the most popular anime rivalry of all time.
But what is written better though?
Let's stop using Papa Dry Ball. It's also really well written, bro. Like, stop, bro. Goku Vegeta's dynamic is fire, especially what they're adding to it in Super.
Nah. Yeah, I'm going Goku Vegeta. No.
Goku and Vegeta as well.
Miles, you differ? You want to argue for Yugi and Kaiba?
You're muted if you're talking, Miles.
I'm saying Goku and Vegeta. My fault.
See something. Let's try to see something.
We need a.
Yeah, so I'm gonna update y'all. So Sukuna threw Higuruma through a building and he's chasing him because he wants the sword.
Told you. but that's the only thing he's there for. If he gets exclusion for
Midori talking about how Higuruma's domain can potentially save Megami, and how there's a cursing affected for that idea, and that we're waiting for the next page. So they're about to try to figure a way to save Megami with that technique, which I'm like, wow. Because so crazy, Megami it could be the key to stopping him. Because like typically when a character gets too strong, you got to figure out how you got to nerf from some outside source. So maybe it could be that source, which I think would make sense.
So okay, you somehow save Megami. Where does Sukuna go? Does he just go back to Yuji?
So I don't think it necessarily means he goes anywhere. I think it just weakens him. Like for example, when Itadori was fighting Sukuna when he first switched to Megami's body, and then he's trying to cut him. He's like, "Why am my cut so shallow?" And then Yuji punches him. He's like, "Oh dang, that brat." So Megami was suppressing him. So you know that's
Maki and Yuji were on demon timing at that point.
Yeah, obviously Itadori suppressed Sukuna throughout the story, but so Sukuna, the possibility of being suppressed, we've seen it through Megami and Itadori, so he can still be suppressed.
Yeah, that's an interesting dynamic. I'm also curious whether or not, because I don't remember what exactly it said, but if they're going to play into a certain the dynamic they introduced earlier regarding Yuji and either like cursed tools or cursed spirits, because it made it sound like to me that Yuji may be able to have some type of technique to seal Sukuna, and if Megami is taken out of his body and makes him vulnerable for that sealing, so that could be an interesting idea as well. But I don't know how I'd feel about Sukuna just getting sealed again. I want him to lose. I want him to die. That's what I want.
They have to kill him because that's the only way to get rid of.
Yeah, that's the.
You have to get
Yuji's never used a domain expansion, right?
No,
I don't think he. You
don't even know what his curse technique is.
Yeah.
Or Yuji seals Sukuna again, and then they kill Yuji.
At this rate, it feels like Yuji's gonna die, right?
No, I think he's gonna live.
So then everybody else
I'm up
dies.
in the air.
So then everybody else dies.
No, I don't think a bunch of people are gonna die. I ain't gonna lie to you. At least moving forward, I think because if we have Itadori's his dream is to die with people around him. I don't think it means die immediately. Because the idea of him dying is off the table once Sukuna switched to Megami's body. He doesn't have to be executed anymore. And I think his story has been about finding value in his life and not just being so willingly to throw it away. So I think he's going to finish off with that idea.
So. It's possible. Gage, you're in for the ending. I'm with it. Second round of the Rivals Tournament bracket. Next we got Austin, Yuno, and Lelouch and Suzaku. I'm gonna go. Bro, the ending of Code Geass has a stranglehold on me. Not gonna lie. That ending was so good when I seen it. But Suzaku is not the craziest.
He's the worst of the four.
Yeah.
All that.
He's the worst of the four. Throw that backpack on. Show Lelouch carrying Suzaku. Throw that backpack back on, Ty.
Well, Suzaku fills the role that he needs to as the foil of Lelouch.
He did it perfectly too.
Yeah. So, you know what? I'll go with my gut. My gut is telling me Lelouch and Suzaku, that ending puts it over the edge. How they kind of came together after their meeting, and basically Suzaku and Lelouch came up with that entire plan where Suzaku was going to help Lelouch take over everything, and at the very end, Suzaku is going to take the moniker of what's it called, Zero? Is that his name? The title Zero, and then kill Lelouch. I think that comes full circle. I'm gonna go Lelouch and Suzaku.
Okay, so yeah,
that's Lelouch as well.
I'm sorry. So basically, they're saying that Higuruma explains that whoever's come at the executioner store will die with no exception, but the subject of death is limited to the person who received the death penalty. Higuruma says that it is already provided that the judgment can recognize multiple souls in a person. If Sukuna receives death penalty, then he can cut Sukuna and kill Sukuna, but still retrieve Megami's soul without any harm. Because we know they can determine who is the one who did the crime. Like, for example, if Yuji had put the blame off of Sukuna during their battle, he wouldn't have got death penalty. So it could recognize multiple souls.
Makes sense.
First encounter. So I was like, wow, that's a really good explanation. I like that.
Well, no, it makes sense to me. I don't know how I feel about the Executioner Sword being the end of Sukuna. Like right now,
I think he's gonna take it. He's gonna take it.
Right. Yeah, maybe later.
I don't think he's gonna die soon. I don't think it's gonna be like they kill him and then it's over. And I don't think it's gonna happen.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I don't think that's gonna be that easy.
I know Sukuna got a death penalty and confiscation, right? He got both of those. He got both of those judges.
Yeah. So if the SQ sword hits him, he dies. Make me safe. But I think he's doing. I think he's introducing a lot of different ways they can beat Sukuna, and it's eventually going to happen. I think because you introduce it now and you kill him later, it works. I think.
Mhm.
I mean, the guy has what? 12 more months because he said he's going to end the story's ending by the end of 2024. So
Yes, a lot of chapters, like 30-something chapters. A lot of work.
that's crazy. That's crazy. It feels like maybe I remember asked this a few episodes ago, but like, are we never gonna get another One Piece, something that's gonna last that long anymore?
Probably
think so.
not.
No.
Yeah. Oh, I just thought it. This is how they're beating Sukuna. Utah's taking the technique and being the one to finish him off. We here. Come on. Come on.
No, he's
Come
not.
on. We here. We're Gage.
Then what
I
is
get
Yuji
you.
doing? What is Yuji doing?
I don't care. But Gage,
I don't care.
we here. You're introducing the techniques that
He's not there.
Utah is going to
He's not
eventually
gonna
use.
do it. He's not the
Take
main character, no matter how much you want
Alright.
him to be.
All right.
He's
You say
not.
what you gotta say. I'll say what I gotta say.
Utah's more likely to die Sukuna than kill him.
I'm
Ain't
just
no
saying.
way a nigga that's been gone that was missing for like 140 chapters on
He was just in Africa chilling.
'Cause he's him. That's why.
He's in Africa chilling. Meanwhile, the world's just in danger.
He's him.
That'd be crazy. Because if you're gonna do that, then kill Yuji. Why is Yuji even there?
This dude
You don't
over
gotta kill Yuji. Yuji wants to survive, like Ty
This
said.
dude over here vibing in Africa while everybody Shibuya getting wiped out.
Did they say what he was
Everybody.
doing?
He was just
He's in
all I know is that he
Africa,
was in
mostly.
Africa.
He was handling something.
There was
He
really
handling
no.
something.
Well, that's crazy.
No, I mean,
Yeah, it is kind of
like,
crazy.
TikTok say he was vibing.
he was doing sorcery work in Africa. I'm just saying he lucky because everybody was getting packed up in Shibuya while he over here and that vibing.
Studying.
He had an assignment, man. He had
That's
an
crazy.
assignment. What you
Yeah,
gonna
you
do
tell him
about
to
it, man?
abort that assignment and come Shibuya immediately.
Yeah.
Well, apparently they didn't.
his
They
assignment
didn't tell him to come back.
Happened to end after Shibuya. Now he's free to come back. You know, it's really convenient. What's not convenient? You know,
Apparently this is what he was doing. He was training with Miguel to get Rika back. That's what he was doing in Africa.
Okay. There you go. Also, we got to recognize that the people in charge of Jujutsu High be telling you to do some dumb stuff all the time. So it is what it is. Come on.
he did.
It is what it is. With that said, 2 votes for Lucian Suzaku, who I think Miles and me voted. Random tie.
Lelouch.
same.
Okay. Next. Come on, Ty. Deku and Bakugo Guts and Griffith. What we talking
Oh,
about?
Guts and Griffith.
Okay, good man. Good man. Don't
It's
hesitate.
Guts
I
and
love it.
Griffith.
I love it.
It's Guts and Griffith.
Wait, why would I pick somebody else? What?
I don't know, man.
My conviction of them being over Austin Yuno has nothing to do with this matchup.
I didn't say anything about Austin.
I'm just thinking to the audience. That's maybe where the confusion's coming in.
All right, Guts and Griffith, yeah, but Deku and Bakugo's rivalry is really good. We all know this. It's Guts and Griffith. Come on.
Yeah.
Okay, they
Next.
might win this whole thing. I'm not gonna hold you.
Yeah, they're gonna win.
Jonathan, Joestar, and Dio, and Yuji and Mojito.
I'm going
Got
to use
Yuji.
I haven't seen JoJo's.
I'm gonna go Jonathan, Dio. Same logic as last time. Not gonna lie.
Yuji and Mahito. By the way, people,
Wait,
it's been a tumultuous It's been a tumultuous month for JJK anime watchers.
Okay, I just want to be clear. I get you guys haven't watched Gintama, but like, why is Jonathan Dio over Yuji and Mahito? Because I feel like there's not a different argument between Gintoki and Takatsugi versus Yuji and Mahito.
I think this is where Jonathan holds it
Are you
back.
asking why is Mahito and Itadori over the JoJo people?
No, because this is how I'm gonna. I'm just gonna play it here. I'm just gonna go. Y'all didn't watch Gintama, and that's how I'm gonna go. There's no way.
What is that?
Jonathan. No. The
How?
point is Jonathan Dio being over Takatsugi and Gintoki, but not being over Yuji and Mahito don't make sense to me. I don't lie.
You think their relationship rivals Yuji and Mahito then?
I think their relationship is above Yuji and Mahito. But at the very least, if I give you some credence, it should be at the same tier.
Hold on a second. So first of all, we're talking about Mahito versus the JoJo niggas, and I haven't seen JoJo, so I'm gonna go with JJK. Why would I not go with them?
No. I'm talking about in general.
He's saying how they got past the first round.
Yeah.
Oh, because I wanted to pick them.
Jonathan, no. Jonathan and Dio over Kintoki and So the point is, Ty, so we're on the same
Mhm.
page. Jonathan and Dio's rivalry is not better than Gintoki and Takatsuki. The reason
your
why it got
opinion.
passed, from my understanding, is one, you didn't watch Gintama's. That's gonna go
No,
up
I have.
here.
I have 200 episodes in.
But you're a Gintama hater, bro.
I've seen more of Gintama than JoJo's, but I want to pick JoJo's. But now I'm saying I haven't seen JoJo's, so I want to pick Mahito Itadori. You said pick who you want to pick at the beginning of this, so I picked who I want to pick.
Ty is so nasty. Y'all don't be seeing how nasty this dude is
Those
under me, bro.
You
He
said,
is so
"Pick who you wanna pick."
nasty, man.
I'm listening to what you said. You said pick who you want to pick. I picked who I want to pick.
At least use some criteria, not just because I want to. Come
No,
on.
I just pick. That was your criteria.
No, Mike, I have criteria. I said use your own
And
criteria.
then you said pick who you want to pick, so I'm following your rules.
No, I said
You didn't say
pick
that?
who you want to pick based off your own criteria, is what I said.
And my criteria can shift depending on who I'm talking about.
This guy is so nasty. Down here, don't let Ty fool you.
Depending
He's
on your
secretly
depending on
a
what's
very nasty man. bro.
your criteria can shift. 100%.
No, it can. Your criteria needs to stay the same when you're judging all the different individuals.
Let me give you an example. Can I give you a basketball example?
Go for it. Let me hear it.
So I can say that I think that Steph Curry, one of the biggest reasons he's better than like a Ben Simmons, for example, is he's a great shooter. He's a better shooter than Ben Simmons. He's a way better shooter. That logic still applies to him versus LeBron, but I still think LeBron's a better basketball player because they're
the problem
here for them.
No, the problem here is when you're taking into all the components of what Steph Curry is and the value that he presents as a player is more than Ben Simmons. And that crucial component would be the shooting. Whereas the value of LeBron James is way more. And although the crucial component is still shooting, the other components of his value is more than that crucial component that increases Steph.
You just shifted it.
So you can't. You're not using one thing.
Hold on. You just asked me you just gave your criteria. I'm saying my criteria for why he's better. The biggest reason is his shooting. You said it's add-on. That's your criteria. My criteria is his shooting.
Biggest and only are two different things. You can't say one player is better overall than another player with one component. That doesn't make sense.
Hold on a second. If that component is so massive, to me, and the other person in that criteria is so lacking, yes, I can.
And that's what I said. If you're using
it's my criteria, I can do what I want. What do you mean?
No, you can. I can just call you out on it. But if you're going biggest versus only, that's two different things. Because like I said, it's the collection of value. So if you're using one thing that you value a lot,
he's changing
I have my criteria for me. It's my criteria.
All right. I don't know how this is so hard. So
no, right now, I understand what you're saying. You're saying that I should take in more things to account other than shooting, correct?
No. What I'm saying, this is I'm trying to be specific, very clear. So when you're basically comparing two individuals, you can obviously look at everything because you said biggest. Let's be very clear. Biggest, meaning you're taking into consideration the other attributes, but that's fine if one attribute is so large, that means his overall value carried by that one attribute puts him above everybody else. But you're still considering the other components, but this one attribute is so large that it puts him over the other guy. The difference when you compare it to some LeBron James is that those other attributes, the one attribute for Steph is not large enough to compare against LeBron's overall attributes. So you're not, you're still taking into consideration all the attributes, but the value of certain attributes will put someone over someone else, depending on how bad they are.
You changing his criteria?
It's not changing, Miles. It's not changing at all. There's nothing that I said that has differentiated what I said.
So what I'm saying is that the biggest point I brought the analogy is that a reason why I pick something over something else can be that one reason can be the same reason I do for someone else, but I guess that attribute can be the reason why it's better than this person, but not better than this person, even though he's better than both of them. That's what I'm saying. That's the biggest point of that. Now, just forget the rest of it. That's the biggest point I'm making. What I'm saying is that I can do what I want with my criteria. I want to pick JoJo's, and now I want to pick Mahito Itadori.
And and then if you're using a criteria for one individual, and then that criteria doesn't match the same comparison you make next time, you're just being inconsistent, which is fine.
Wait, hold on a second. Hold hold on a second. If we're saying, like, for example, you could pick something, like, for example, if I pick a matchup and say I just like this matchup better, I pick them. Then I go to another matchup. Well, I think they're better written. Like, you can do that. No, you can pick a matchup on this and say I just like these guys more, and you pick them. But another matchup, you can say, well, actually, I think these guys are just better written. So I want to pick them this time.
Even though
Okay,
you like
then yeah,
them
that's
more.
inconsistency. You're choosing a different criteria versus different individuals.
I
Okay,
know.
what's wrong with that?
I know. I literally said that. I know.
Okay, then
What are we talking about?
Yeah, what's
I
wrong
don't
with
know
that?
because my
I
point is,
literally started off by saying I picked JoJo's for this reason. Now I'm picking Mahito and Itadori for this reason.
yeah, and then I
didn't
said,
say that
okay,
really
you're
said.
just
That's why
being
I can switch it.
inconsistent, and then I
I said I
understood
can
you.
switch it.
Okay, I mean that's fine if you want to be inconsistent, but when
Yeah.
my biggest thing is if we're choosing, you're trying to figure out the best of the best based off this kind of title that we're saying, I don't know why you wouldn't stay consistent. How would you
I don't think
determine
they're the
someone
best
is
in
the
the-
best overall if you're changing your criteria in
Well,
every
here's
selection?
Here's the thing, right? Here's the thing, right? They ain't making it. Let's say for this conversation, Takasugi and Gatoki. Wait, who are the biggest right now? What's this list?
Best rivalry.
No. I'm saying what's. Let me look at the bracket.
Oh,
Let me look at the bracket. Because I would have picked Yuji and Mahito anyways.
no, that's fine.
So you want to put him in the second round, and then I pick Yuji and Mahito still?
No. The point is, when it comes to Jonathan and Dio, you pick Jonathan and Dio because you wanted to, and then you pick Yuji Mahito because you think it's written better.
Oh, I haven't seen JoJo's.
That tie is so nasty, bro. Tie is so nasty.
Oh, bro, you should know this, bro. I literally
No, it's fine. It's fine. You know, it is what it
I'll
is.
pick
But
Yuji and Mahito. I don't know what y'all.
random,
Oh yeah, I'm picking Yuji and
Miles.
Mahito.
Yuji and Mahito.
Yeah, nasty.
I think we all
Cam,
picked
me
it
and
the
you.
same way.
Me and
Yeah.
you. Gintama, we here. We only
We all
Gintama
picked it the
understood.
same way. I haven't seen Gintama, so I picked Jonathan. I've seen JoJo's, but I think Yuji and Mahito's written better. I don't see what's wrong with that.
Well, Miles kind of mentioned it earlier. He says Jonathan kind of drags it.
Yeah, Jonathan makes it bad. Dio's really, really good. I think Jonathan sucks.
But
I
I did say that since you guys haven't watched it, I'll just let it go.
Okay.
But then we got on a little tangent. I don't know why.
Jonathan's a
Little
dummy.
tangent. But we back. Inuyasha and Sesshomaru, and then Goku and Vegeta.
Goku and Vegeta.
That's pretty clear, not gonna lie.
especially even in the sequel series where Sesshomaru gets ruined and Goku and Vegeta only gets better.
Okay. Next, semifinals. Lelouch and Suzaku, and then Guts and Griffith. I mean,
It's unfair. It's unfair.
it's Guts and Griffith.
Yeah, for sure.
It's unfair. No matter how great that ending is for Lelouch.
Goku and Vegeta, and then Yuji and Mahito.
Goku Vegeta.
Without the DBS, I would say Yuji and Mahito, but I'll give it to Goku and Vegeta.
No. We're a platform of content, Miles. Why would you say Yuji and Mahito?
So I'll say Majin. I'll say the Majin arc also moves me a lot, but before that, I don't know. I needed to see Vegeta mature as a person before I could really say that their relationship got better. They first met during the Saiyan saga, so there wasn't really much to go off there, and that's when it kind of intrigued me. I really didn't like when he was on his death. I understand why he asked Vegeta to fulfill the mission of beating Frieza when he's on his deathbed, but I really didn't like it for his character. I get he put the Saiyans basically before himself, but I would have liked to see him be a little bit more selfish there. I think the main thing Super did get us is showing him coping with everything, seeing how he would react if the Saiyans were around through the Universe 6 folks. And I'm speaking about Vegeta a lot only because I just feel like I don't want to say he carries a lot of that dynamic, but a lot of how he reacted to. I know, Ty. I know you disagree with me. I'm not going to say Vegeta carried the dynamic, but I feel like a lot of Vegeta's growth to me is what made the dynamic get better. I don't really think Goku, other than during the Majin arc, I don't really think Goku really did much in terms of like changing how Vegeta had to act. It was all on him.
Would you not say, Ty? Would you not say that Vegeta is like the superior one of the two?
No,
You don't think so?
I think it's easily. Personally, I think it's easily Goku. Wait, is that? Y'all hear something about background?
It's
A
not
little
loud.
bit.
It's not allowed. You're fine.
Yeah,
Is it loud?
No.
Okay, I'm about to say I think it's easily Vegeta because Goku set the standard for what that Vegeta would eventually follow. So when we meet Goku, I think when we meet Vegeta, he basically recontextualizes Goku's love for fighting. We find out a piece of that love for fighting is because he's a Saiyan. It's embedded inside of him. And so Goku's original reason for letting Vegeta live is that he wants to challenge him again. Right? So like Goku starts the dynamic off by saying, I want to challenge this guy. I face a wall that I could not overcome. And so leave him alive so I can face him again. So he starts the dynamic, right? And so when Goku comes, the biggest idea I think that we get throughout the planet, the Saiyan Saga to Namek Saga is what does it mean to be a Saiyan and a Super Saiyan? Basically, all the positive traits that Goku has, people are saying that he can't be a Saiyan. Like he's pretty much a bad Saiyan in a sense. And so when Goku comes to Namek, he's powered up and he's wiping out the Ginyu Force. Vegeta asks himself, "Oh, this must be a Super Saiyan because how powerful he is." But then he shows them mercy, and then he says, "Oh, actually, you're not a Super Saiyan because a Super Saiyan should be all the negative traits that Saiyans hold, but dialed up to 11.
Amplified.
That should be a Super Saiyan." But Goku basically showing kindness and compassion go against all those, basically all those ideas, right? So Goku is essentially he works as like I guess you can say he works as a model where a Super Saiyan should be. And so when he does, he proved to Vegeta and other people that you can be a Super Saiyan and still be kind and be an Earthling at the same time. And that's when he becomes a Super Saiyan. Like he became a Super Saiyan because Krillin died. Like we see him throw Nappa and kill Nappa, so we know that he doesn't care about attachments. And he said that Goku needs to get rid of those attachments to defeat Frieza, but it's because those attachments became a Super Saiyan. Like that to me starts the dynamic off. He gives Vegeta a model for Super Saiyan. When we see Vegeta settle down and get a family, he becomes a Super Saiyan, the same way that Goku did. Like everything that Vegeta does, him training, he never trained before. He said training was beneath him. He sees Goku do that. Actually, I see Goku advance. I need to do that as well. His whole passion for fighting died when Goku died in the Cell Saga. He stopped fighting. So I just think, and then Goku comes back to Earth and he gets a chance to fight him finally again. He was Majin. Everything that Vegeta does is based off of Goku. It's because Goku set the standard Vegeta's desperately trying to follow. And he basically clears out everything that Vegeta believed. Everything that Vegeta believed, Goku tore it down. So I think he contributes most to that dynamic.
So
I agree with. Go ahead. I was gonna just say I agree with. Oh, my fault.
Go ahead, Wild. No, you go ahead.
Nah, I actually agree with everything that Ty said. My only issue with it is, and maybe this is not a fair criticism, but I feel like Goku was just doing him more than it was like him intentionally trying to set this model for Vegeta. That's why I was saying a lot of it was on Vegeta to kind of learn and develop, and that's what Toriyama showed us. Because I just think Goku was just doing his thing. I don't think he had the conscious, I'm trying to be a better Saiyan through this means, or I think this means is better. This is just the route he chose. But like I said, it might not be a fair criticism.
So the thing about it's not necessarily, I'm not necessarily saying that it's an intentional thing. Someone said Goku's brain dead has oh my god, that's crazy. Goku actually makes it the best decision in Dragon Ball. If you are not going off of, if you actually like paying attention to what Goku does, he actually makes the best decision in Dragon Ball. But it's not about him. It's not about the saying them all being intentional. I'm just going off of what their relationship represents. Mm-hmm. Goku is basically a better version of him. Is a version that Vegeta's trying to aspire to be. That's why at the end of the Buu saga, he's like, "Yo, like I can't believe that you're a Saiyan. You're so much compassion, yet you have this thrill for fighting. Yet you show mercy, yet you're more powerful than me. Why is and then he acknowledges him that you're the best. Mm-hmm. You are what I want to be. It doesn't matter if it's intentional or not. And that's the point of Goku's character. Is that it's not intentional. He's just being himself. He is being someone that focuses on self-improvement. He says, Goku, you're not fighting for pride. You're not fighting for honor. Like this is not. What I like about it is what you said, Miles. Is that Tora made that a point. When Vegeta's watching Goku fight Buu, he's saying you're not fighting for pride. You're not fighting to be better than us. You're fighting to be a better version of yourself. And that ties back to Goku's character growth in OG Dragon Ball. In the when he lost in the tournament to Master Roshi, Jackie Chun, and then Master Roshi says that you need to there'll always be someone better than you. Goku's no longer fighting to be the best, but always self-improve. So that model of him trying to self-improve himself is why he wanted to challenge Vegeta, challenge other characters. And once Vegeta recognized that, he also tried to do the same. Mm-hmm. So that's why I'm saying I think it's one of those things where it's meant to not be intentional. And Vegeta recognized that and he calls that out. And that's why it works. So
That's fair.
So when it comes down to it, like in terms of the dynamic, you're 100% right, because Goku is the one that inspires Vegeta in a lot of different ways. I think what people appreciate, though, is kind of similar to what Miles is saying, is Vegeta's growth into who he becomes eventually when it comes down to his character. His growth as a character, his development as a character, his recognition of who Goku is, not only to like what it means to be a Saiyan, but also to him as an individual and his own personal growth, and everything that he does for the people around him as well. Seeing Vegeta grow into the character that he is, especially starting off where he was, this very arrogant, prideful individual, only cares about himself, to the individual that cares more about him, who would even sacrifice his own pride for the betterment of society, and obviously being a family man. Shout out Bulma and Trunks. That's just what's people value, or that's what people appreciate in terms of his character, which is why I could see why people would say they like Vegeta's more in terms of the dynamic, because of that growth from where he started versus where he ends up eventually in this situation. But without Goku, Vegeta doesn't do what he does. I definitely agree with it.
True.
I think that Goku grows a lot too in that relationship, though. Like when Goku first meets Raditz, and Raditz tells Goku what he is and what he's supposed to do, and that responsibility of being a Saiyan, Goku's like, I'm not a Saiyan. I'm not like whatever this idea that you have of me. I'm not that. To the point where he is willing to share Saiyan pride with Vegeta. When Vegeta's dying, and I don't think I don't think necessarily Vegeta is putting the Saiyans above himself. He's just trying to appeal to Goku's emotions to push Goku to fight to kill, because they think that's the only way that Frieza will die. So from Goku starting off the story by saying, I am not connected to the Saiyans, to his final speech of Frieza saying, I'm a Saiyan race, I am Son Goku the Super Saiyan, is accepting both sides of himself.
Yeah.
Is him growing into is because of his interaction with the characters like Vegeta. He becomes because of Vegeta. So I don't think it's a thing of Vegeta grows more and Goku just this stagnant character in that relationship. Goku grows a lot. Like literally, when he spares Vegeta, he literally says, it's because of my Saiyan DNA. I think that's why I'm feeling these emotions I'm feeling are what they are, because I'm a Saiyan like Vegeta. That's him coming to a better understanding of himself. Like we see that too.
Oh, he definitely grows. I wouldn't say he's stagnant, but in terms of the growth of the two individuals, and when it comes to Vegeta's growth from basically villain to hero in that story versus Goku accepting his identity and his bloodline, there's one that resonates with the audience much more, especially considering the drastic change in comparison.
I get that, but I don't think the person who changed more carries. I don't think that. Like
I never said he carried.
I'm not. No, I'm saying in the comments. Lewis says Goku doesn't change. He's not just in chat. That doesn't mean you carry a relationship because you change more. That to me would be like, for example, Zuko and Iroh. Y'all watch Avatar?
Yeah.
Zuko is the one who changes the most. I hope we don't say Iroh doesn't contribute just as much as Zuko to that relationship just because Zuko changes more. It's because certain characters are meant to impact the world, while other people are meant to be impacted by the world. Like Goku has subtle changes here and there, like what I mentioned, but his job is to impact others, while Vegeta is meant to be impacted by the world. Like that's his archetype. Like I would never say that Zuko carries him and Iroh's relationship because Zuko just changes more. Iroh still contributes just as much. So I don't know.
I definitely see your point at the very least. But people love that villain to hero story.
Yeah.
I mean, the example in Avatar, Aang and Zuko too, in terms of their rivalry. I mean, people love Zuko's change from his villain arc to his hero arc when it comes down to his dynamic. People love that, even though obviously we recognize who Aang is, but the appeal to become a better person is something that just resonates with the audience more so than anything else. So I think that's where I see it. But I mean, overall, Goku and Vegeta won. And Ty, you have a point as well, of course.
Yeah, Ty Cook.
El Glaze, Jesus, crazy.
It's the truth. The truth is not a glaze.
It can be.
Oh, Gus and Griffith.
Justin Griffith and Goku and Vegeta. Come on, what are we talking about? Interesting.
Justin Griffith's dynamic is just nasty, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Guts and Griffith. I'm not gonna lie. Keep it.
How the hell they going? How they gonna fucking even challenge Griffith at this point? How they gonna get Casca back? How's Casca gonna get back?
Skull Knight knows something. He's gonna teach.
I think
something.
that Griffith is gonna sabotage himself, like he typically does. Like he got in a whole situation where he's battered and bruised, got catch because he sabotaged himself. And we got the Moonlight Child is a weakness of his. So something like that.
And the Skull
I'm just-
Knight knows something.
I
Like
get-
he's
'cause-
gonna probably tell him something. Whether or not I want him to give him like powers or anything is up in the air. But like, there's gonna be some secret to the God Hand that he's about to learn in terms of defeating
Well,
them.
first things first, you got to get Guts to be like a person again, because right now he's just kind of living. That's all he's doing. He's lost everything.
Is that Sukuna? They said the narrator says that Sukuna is fascinated by Higuruma because of his insane growth in just 2 months of being a sorcerer. So we have
Prodigy, shout out.
So we see like Sukuna is really just kind of watching and seeing what happens a lot. Oh, listen, there we go. So basically, he's trying to figure out about the Executioner Sword, and then he compares him to Gojo. Oh, dang, you can't see that. There we go. It's the end of the chapter.
Getting compared to Gojo is crazy.
Well, let me read that to you because it's not what you think.
Oh.
He basically saying like he's just a character filled with talent. He's not saying you're talented as Gojo. He says you're a gemstone essentially. You're a talented person like Gojo is.
Okay.
Now he's saying you're equal talent to Gojo. He's just saying that you're talented like Gojo is.
It is interesting. Higuruma became is stated to be. He's more important than I thought he was when he eventually introduced. The best way I can put it. Because although I thought he was interesting, I didn't think he would be like someone that impresses Sukuna of all people. So shout out Higuruma.
So Ty, self-sabotage is how you think it's gonna happen with Guts and Griffith.
Yeah, I think so. Or because if you think about it, the whole thing in the eclipse and why he's a Moonlight Child is his fault. Like he used obviously he's trying to spite Guts as well, but he also tried to create a way for him to be in the current realm. And it backfired him. Like now he has a weakness. So I think that's Loki already sabotaged himself.
I mean, they gotta get him. Yeah, they gotta get him to pick up his sword again and somehow, some way break Casca out of her.
You know something crazy? People talk about JJK, how they gonna do it. I don't know how
they're gonna do Griffith and
beating Griffith beats Sukuna. There's levels to this. Beating Griffith and then being like, if y'all think that's crazy, read Berserk. Well, I don't say Berserk there, but you gotta be of age.
Bro, was it obviously the Moonlight Boy becomes Griffith and then Guts just swings its sword at him like 3 times just to let you know Guts ain't shit.
So as a person who's never read it or anything, like when you guys talk about Griffith, it all seems a lot of like psychological and mental. Is he really that dude power wise too? Like
yes.
Now he is.
Yes.
Like there was a point where Guts surpassed him fairly easily, but he got the greatest power boost in the world. It makes sense. It's not a BS one. It's like actually a very tragic power boost.
And like Ty said, the only reason Guts was able to surpass him was ironically Guts overhearing a conversation after the conversation where basically so when Ty mentioned that Guts Griffith, hey Guts, can you go kill this person for me? And then while he's in the midst of killing that person, he ends up having to kills the kid by accident, the guy's kid by accident, right? So then he gets chased by the guy's guards and then he gets away. And then he goes to the tavern, and he's like really he's like shell shocked from killing the kid. So he goes to go see Casca, and then first at the place he originally thought he could find Griffith, but Griffith wasn't there. He was at like this high society party, and he's like basically risen up the princess of the king of Midland, right? So Griffith is like, all right, bet. He just leaves to go. But remember, Griffith is like a bloody mess, basically. And he's going to go talk to Griffith about what he just did. With the princess there, Casca follows him. And the craziest part is the princess asks Griffith, like, hey, what about your friend? And then she mentions Griffith. I have to remember the exact conversation. But then Griffith has this incredible monologue about what he thinks a friend is to him. And a friend for him is somebody who can stand along beside him. And Guts, Casca both hear it, but they both take it in different ways. Guts understands, like, look, I thought I was a friend to him. I'm clearly not. So then you see Guts go through this character arc of trying to be Griffith's equal, ending with the bonfire of dreams, where right before the final battle,
love that chapter.
No. But the Bonfire of Dreams is like the thing that kind of signifies like when Casca basically figures out that Guts is going to leave after the Battle of Doldry, right? And then after that is after the battle, that's when they have their fight. I'm skipping a lot of stuff here because I want you to read, but then they have their climactic duel in the snow, and that's when officially it ties that when you think he was better than Griffith, that Guts was better than Griffith after the battle in the snow, easily. And that's when Griffith goes on his arc that basically he ruins himself, and then he finds the Bailet, and then he has the ultimate power up at the sacrifice of his mercenary band.
I mean, think of it like Genos and Saitama. Like, it's a unprecedented gap between the two in terms of power. Like, it's not even close.
It's not even close.
Yeah, it's
that's a big gap.
So, yeah, that's why it's like how he's going to catch up is going to be like
so Guts has always carried another Bailet with him, right? That he finds during the conviction arc. But there have been so many times where you think where a lot of people are prophesizing like now's the time he's going to use it, right?
I don't think Gus will ever use it.
But it's just one of those things. Like it was one of those like, especially after Miura died, when we found out that it was officially confirmed that the Moonlight Boy was Griffith. That fight right after that, where to just kind of immediately let you know that all the growth that Guts has done as a character, all the growth, all the way he's been this great character to his companions, meant, at least in terms of fighting Griffith, meant nothing. Because he swings that great sword that he's killed hella demons with and hella spirits, whatever. And it just goes, it's like it phases, like it doesn't even bother Griffith. He just grabs Casca, Zod pulls up, they jump on Zod's back, and he's gone. And I'm just like, what? And then Guts just breaks down from that. Because I'm just like, because it's one of those where, like, if you've been through the whole journey, you get why he's so crushed. That's why he's so broken right now. And that's why I'm sitting there like, maybe the Skull Knight can tell him something. Maybe it's Rickard who's back in the story with the Kushian soldiers. Maybe it's Isidro because his idol is so broken. He doesn't understand why he's so broken. But it's just like, damn, bro. That's why I'm sitting there like, how are they going to legitimately pick Guts up and try to fight this indescribable demon? That's why I'm saying if it ever gets animated right, it's the greatest. It's going to be the greatest anime of all time, Miles.
Give it that Fate animation, Demon AJK adaptation. It's the greatest anime.
It's going to be the greatest anime of all time.
Yeah, it'll be very hard to adapt. What is Berserk? Not gonna lie, it's
I've seen people say that they don't want Guts to kill Griffith. Oh, they don't want Guts to kill Griffith the regular way. Like the story shouldn't just end with Guts killing Griffith. Something else should happen after that. I was like, I don't think you read the story if that's how you feel. I don't think you read the story if that's how you feel.
I want Casca and Guts to slice his head off and then go live happily on a farm.
They need to, man. They've been through so much, Miles. They've been through so much. He finally gets her, bro. When he gets her back,
let me tell you something, Rando. If they both get some good stabs and they cut his head off, I want a Disney. I want a Disney. Disney movie have great endings. I don't know if that's a bad thing. I like Disney. Disney has
this one needs a Disney ending. They legitimately do.
I want the most Disney end. I want a freaking fairy dust wedding from Guts and Casca. I want a wedding. I want to see them on a farm. I want to see Guts chopping some wood, and then Casca says, "Hey, the food's ready." Guts food is little.
And it's like Isidro's like pulling up to like visit them.
I want the Guts wedding. I want the big old cake with Guts. I want Guts' sword retired on the Hill of Swords.
Yes.
Guts chopping that wood. Casca say dinner's ready, and then his two little badass kids run out and say, "Daddy!" He'll come on, go eat some food. And I see them on the table eating. I want that ending. And then you see Puck on the windowsill look at us say, "That's all, folks. I will take it."
Oh my God!
I gotta read Berserk.
Miles, it's one of those,
Berserk
like,
is definitely that.
You rarely
handle
get like good
graphic
chapters.
scenery. If you can handle very, 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 very mature things going on, best way I could put it, then if you can't handle it, don't read Berserk. But if you can handle it, read Berserk.
I'll be okay. I'm a big boy.
Miles, Guts is just one of those tragic characters. Like legitimately, his whole life, man.
It's just bad.
His whole life, and it's just bad. So when you get those really nice, like really good chapters, you treasure those. And even then, it just shows you that even like when they fix Casca, right? They kind of get her mind back, and then she goes to go see Guts, all the PTSD from everything that's happened to her just hits, and you're like, fuck. Like you just want like, can she just be fine? No,
My favorite
no.
my favorite 4 chapter stretch is confession throughout wounds and the chapter after wounds. Like when Asuka confesses, then we have their moment where they're healing each other. That was like now people talk about the harshness of Berserk. Berserk has some beautiful moments. Like wow, that was beautiful. That was really beautiful. That 4 chapter stretch, I actually had that Berserk volume, the deluxe with that. It's like deluxe 3.
Mm-hmm.
I has the other ones. I just bought that one specifically because I go back and I read that. Oh man, well, you know, good times, man.
Rereading
Bonfire
Berserk, I
Dreams.
respect it. I haven't read
The
reread
Bonfire
Berserk.
Dreams is always goaded to me because it's like one of those. It's like this checkpoint, if you want to use video game terms, of how far Guts has come, and then that's when you realize that Casca realizes, like, wait a minute, you're going to leave.
Now Guts is down.
And you get this beautiful shot of like this army camp, and Guts starts talking about different soldiers under his command. It's like, oh yeah, this guy, he's only trying to make it rich so he can date this girl who really wants him, or this guy, he's a baker. That's what he wants to do after the war. Like you see that Guts is a lot more than just this big anime guy who just swings a giant sword all the time. And that's the one thing that you see from him that Griffith doesn't really show. Like, sure, he cares for his band because they're his tool to get to the top. But Guts actually cares for his people, like the people, especially the soldiers directly under his command.
Contrast, I think.
Oh my god!
Well, so what's the next matchup? Is it?
That's the
the last
final.
one.
Guts and Griffith beat Goku and Vegeta as the greatest rivalry of all time. Who would have saw it coming? I mean, it's pretty obvious that Guts and Griffith is going to win. But, you know, some interesting matchups nonetheless, of course. Guts and Griffith, Goku, Vegeta, top 2. Very, very, very iconic rivals, of course. So,
Riddell. So, what does the Skull Knight say to get Guts to pick up his sword again?
well, Skull Knight, I don't see him. I don't see the Skull Knight motivating Guts.
So
I think
who does it?
the other
Ricker?
people
Ricker
around
does?
him are going to have to motivate Guts.
I think the Skull Knight might show Guts his eclipse. We know that Skull Knight had an eclipse too.
Mhm.
You know that.
That's what I think, and I think whatever he went through is going to be the key to
Yeah, I think he's gonna say like,
going
listen,
against Griffith.
it might be one of those things of like, let's not allow anyone else to experience what we did. Which you know, I lost my girl. Don't lose yours. Let's kill these damn demons, please. That's what I think it's gonna be like.
I thought when he pulled out that Balit sword, I was like, okay, and then we realized immediately, oh Jesus! We talk about JJK. I know you mentioned like their villains just kicking the heroes' asses. Like that's what.
You know what? Griffith wins a lot. He
Mhm.
wins a lot.
He does.
How many
I'll
times
say-
has Griffith lost? The duel in snow.
Lost once.
That's it. That's the only time he lost.
If you count getting captured and tortured for a long time as losing, then yeah, another loss. Not gonna
Then
lie.
twice,
Yeah, the 2 losses.
and then he ended up getting his get back right pretty soon after that.
Yeah, King of get backs for sure, Griffith. But I can see the Skull Knight not only showing his own eclipse, but I think something that would make sense to me at the very least is not giving Guts power, but giving Guts a weapon. And giving the Guts a weapon that makes him able to fight against someone like a Griffith. Maybe even a sacrificial thing where Skull Knight sacrifices himself to be the weapon that Guts can use to take out Griffith. I could definitely see something like that taking place in some way or fashion. And it would make sense because of who Skull Knight is.
Skull Knight's also very polarizing. It seems every time you see him, something crazy about to happen.
Yeah,
Like when he popped up on the island, I said, fuck. All right, come on, man. They just got here, bro. They just got here. Let him give him a chapter.
You definitely pull up to say some bullshit and leave.
So the final actually, I want to point out this. Speaking of Berserk being one of the greatest anime of all time, 2 episodes in time from now. This is episode number 8. We're about to hit episode number 10. Not next week because we're not doing an episode next week because of the holidays.
I thought we were going to pre-record an episode, or no?
I
mean, it doesn't matter either way. So
yeah, we'll just take a break. Holiday. We'll take a break. We'll be back January 2nd and then January 9th. And on January 9th, when we have our episode, for our number 10 episode, we're going to come as a collective, the BSS Collective. decide the top 10 anime and manga of all time. So we're gonna all have our own top 10s, and then we're gonna talk about all of ours, and then we're gonna come to a consensus top 10 of all time, the BSS top 10. So that be in tune for that one. That one's gonna be a banger of an episode, 100%. Well, other than that, we have the final segment of the day, Fraud Watch. Is there any frauds in anime? KJ teetering with that stuff, but that recent chapter was good, so I'll give it to him. I'll give it to him. I'm saying.
Fraud.
I guess we could call Jonathan Majors officially a fraud. He was guilty today. Pronounced guilty.
I don't think I'm gonna call him a fraud.
It's not in that territory.
Like I understand we talked about it, but I had to redeem myself from me getting like butt crack sport the other 2 weeks ago. So yeah, he got convicted, so he's out. He's officially out of everything. So he's gonna appeal the decision apparently, but he's out. Plus he was found guilty.
Weird case, not gonna lie.
Very strange case.
Yeah.
We should probably talk this offline, but frauds in anime.
There's nothing that crazy I've seen recently.
Maybe the Higuromo's domain expansion. That judge, maybe the judge, maybe
the judge man.
Yeah, the judge man maybe need to like, bro. I'll be like, judge man, can you please take his curse technique? Why are you taking his curse tool? That's what I would have told him.
Was that the confiscation was for? The confiscation was a curse tool?
Yeah,
well, it has priority, so it can take a tool instead of the technique.
Yeah, I would have.
That's fucking dumb.
No, that's but the thing. Well, his thing, right? That tool would have still fucked him up.
I understand. I get it. But come on. Oh shit.
Okay. Well, other than that, nothing else is in mind because we talked about all for one already. Not gonna lie. So, other than that, no big frauds. No big frauds right now.
This all ties back to Bakugo hate in some way, shape, or form, and
there's no Bakugo hate, man. We all appreciate Bakugo. Well,
and I think
most of us appreciate Bakugo.
Y'all should do better. Like, I want y'all to be better. Just do better. Be better. Right? Because honestly, people are upset that Bakugo's getting his spotlight, and magically all for one is not him no more. I find it really interesting, but I'll keep it to my
being the main villain of the series and getting packed up by the rivals, crazy. No, it's kind of crazy, kind of fraudulent. Sounds fraudulent to me.
The main villain.
He was poised as the main villain of the series. Ty.
All for one is the main villain of the series. All right.
Yeah.
Main villain.
His whole point.
All right.
It's not that you question it makes him a fraud. That's what it makes him a fraud right there. Come on now. Yeah.
Okay, I'm asking y'all a question. Will Bakugo beat one all for one?
I mean, at this
He's
point,
beating him right now.
How does all for one win? How does all for one win right now?
Now, will he beat all for one?
I don't know. That's why he's on fraud watch.
As of right now, you look, everything's going his way. How does he win? He's a literal toddler right now. All for one is.
MHA leaks are out right now.
So why is he a toddler?
Because Bakugo is he's attacking all for one and making whatever that rewind thing that the doctor gave him that he has no get back. He can't stop it. So that's why he's trying to get to Shigaraki so he could take over his body. But Bakugo's holding that up.
So there's context to why he's winning.
He can be there can be.
He can still be a fraud.
Yeah. Wait, hold on a second. Wait. So why is he a fraud? Because his body is turning against him and he's losing because of that.
This man, all for one, having PTSD in the middle of a fight, and the main villain losing to the rival is crazy. Fraud watch. Stand by it. Main villain losing to rivals is nuts.
So hold on, Ty. So if Madara just lost hold on, Ty, real quick question. So if Madara just lost solo to Sasuke fighting by himself, you wouldn't call him a fraud?
If his body was fucking up to make him weaker, why would I?
Cap.
He's a and if Sasuke got a buff at that,
come on now.
Yeah, and Sasuke just died and came back. Just died and came back.
But he came back stronger.
If Lucius lost to Yuno, he would be a fraud.
Hold on,
he's on fraud watch too.
So here's my thing, right? In my eyes, I view him and Shigaraki as I view them as equal antagonists in the story because Deku is trying to take out Shigaraki. That to me suggests that they're about equal in my opinion. I don't really. And then if we have context to his body failing him, or his body not being like he needs a replacement. That gives it context to why someone like Bakugo can compete with him now. Like, I guess I'm trying to figure out like, why is that a problem?
He is on watch first, but he can leave watch if he actually doesn't lose to Bakugo. And two, All For One, I mean, the biggest disagreement, you see him tie. I don't see him as tie. I see All For One as the biggest villain in the series.
Okay.
I see the most important villain in the series. He's the one who caused everything when it comes down to the My Hero Academia world as of right now. And he's the one who pushed Shigaraki in the situation he is right now. And then he, with everything that he's done, loses to Bakugo? Fraud. Come on, get out of here, bro.
Even if he gets weak, he's getting weaker.
And the expectation for All For One is supposed to be like a bigger villain that
he's
really
supposed to
big
be this
villain
criminal mastermind.
the anime.
Everything he's done.
What?
Is he not the criminal mastermind? Like, does that change?
No, it doesn't. I'm talking about like in perception in terms of biggest villains in anime history.
I'm so confused. Why is he not now? I'm lost.
I never said he was, but if you're going to be that guy and then you lose into the rival of the series at the end of the story, that shit's fraudulent, bro. That doesn't happen. That's just fraudulent.
It's fraudulent, but all right, bro, I'm done with y'all. This is crazy,
man. Lucius losing to Yuno.
Well,
Imagine.
I have a question for you. Does that mean like characters like Cell, for example, or Frost because they didn't lose?
Zeref losing to Gray. Say that again.
Does that mean like characters like Cell or like Frost because they didn't lose to the main character or something?
Well, I think in the Cell saga, Gohan was
there's not a main villain in Dragon Ball, so it's a little different.
No, I'm saying he was the main villain of that.
But
I'm not talking about main villain of arc. I'm talking about main villain of the series.
So was Gohan not clearly poised to be the new main character at the end of that arc?
I mean, that's not my point either. But my point is like a main villain of the series is the beginning of the series. The setup narrative is to see how you defeat the main villain by the end of the series. So a main villain of the arc just doesn't have the same level of impact or importance. So I don't equate it the same.
But the way that they're going to lose that power itself, because you have to be Shigaraki and All For One, is that you have the two people that are going to become the ultimate heroes that All Might described when they had their fight in season 3. He said, "Y'all learn from each other, y'all can become the ultimate heroes." And so now they're becoming the ultimate heroes and they're taking down the villain.
To be honest with you, I don't think Bakugo is going to.
It'll be different if Baku and Deku were doing it together, but 1v1ing is totally.
They're doing it together on different fronts.
Yeah, they're fighting the throne.
Doing it together different. They're not fighting All For One together. One's fighting Shiggy and one's fighting All For One.
Exactly, one's just kind of holding Shiggy in place.
The biggest disagreement, I mean, we just don't agree at the end of the day. Is you think All For One and Shiggy are same? I don't agree.
Who do you think is more powerful right now? But I have a question for you. I have a serious question for you. Let's say that Bakugo was fighting Shigaraki and then Deku was fighting All For One. Would that be better in your eyes?
Bakugo fighting Shigaraki, and if Bakugo defeated Shigaraki, that would be fraudulent for Shigaraki too. I don't lie.
So there's nothing he could do where
what? So
the villains represent the story for Bakugo to just beat some main villain 1v1. Because Deku at the end, I don't see Deku and Bakugo being the same level of importance either. Deku is the main character of the story. Deku is supposed to finish the storyline that we know is today. Not Bakugo. Bakugo can contribute to the story, of course, but Bakugo handling something solo, especially since Deku and All For One haven't fought at any point at the final arc, that doesn't make sense to me.
You said All For One's the main villain, correct?
Yes.
So if Bakugo be the dude that's not the main villain, you would still have a problem with it.
Yeah.
Why?
Bakugo.
Yeah.
That
does sound weird.
That's where it sounds weird.
No. Listen. The difference in the scenario. There are two different scenarios: the main villain and the rival. If Deku and Shigaraki are rivals in terms of their competing storylines, so that's why it doesn't make sense for Baku to defeat Shigaraki if Deku's not involved in that story. I'm just talking about the story from what I'm seeing right now. I'm not talking about the level of importance of villain. If Shigaraki had nothing to do with Deku, just like how Dabi had nothing to do with Deku, then yeah, I'm fine with Todoroki defeating Dabi. So it's not the same.
no, you just got yourself in a hole. But so the only way that you be satisfied if Deku beat Shigaraki and All for One, because you don't want anyone else to beat those two characters except Deku, right?
No, I want Deku to be a part of the final end of All for One. All for One's end, Deku needs to be a part of it.
And he has to be a part of Shigaraki's end as well.
Yes, he does.
Okay, so the problem isn't
He's
that
the one with One for All, and he's the main character, and he's the biggest rival of Shigaraki. Yes, he has to be a part of both. What?
Wait,
I don't know why that's crazy.
That's why I asked you if you swap, because your first argument was why is he he's the main villain. He should not be a side character. So that's why I put him. Okay, so he should fight. What's the name then?
No, because in the situation, like I said already, Shiggy and Deku have a relationship. They're rivals. I don't care if it's a situation where they had no relationship, then I'll be with you. But they do. They have a dynamic. They have a story that they need to end together. So Bakugo defeating him by himself doesn't finish the story of Deku and Shigaraki, which is why Dabi, who's arguably the third most important villain, had nothing to do with Deku, and I'm fine with that because his story had nothing to do with Deku. It had everything to do with Todoroki. So that's the difference in this situation.
Who has One for All? I mean, All for One.
All for One?
Deku does.
No.
One for All for One does. All for One does he?
What are we talking about? All for One has All for One. What are we talking about?
Okay, so what I'm about to say is this, right? And that's why I said if you swap them, because the purpose of One for All is to defeat All for One, right?
Right.
So if you're saying that Shigaraki doesn't have that ability, and he's not allowed to lose to anyone but Deku still, I guess my biggest problem I'm thinking about is like, why would that be? It seems like that's just more so of something you don't like, opposed to it being poorly written.
I just said it's fraudulent. I didn't say in terms of the context of the story from what I'm seeing right now. Everything that happened to All for One in terms of all the connecting pieces is what it is. I understand that aspect. Even though he has PTSD, I understand that aspect too. I'm calling it fraudulent because I don't like it. Like you said, I mean, I've never seen a main villain lose to a rival. I've never seen a main villain lose to the secondary character in the series with the main character not having nothing to do with him, especially considering, like you said already, All for One has All for One. Deku has One for All. He's supposed to finish what All Might started. So he's supposed to be one part of the story.
Well, I think
All for One. So
I don't think
what I'm seeing regarding that, it makes me think that Deku obviously needs to be the one to finish All for One, considering his connection to him. And Deku obviously needs to be one to finish Shigaraki, considering his connection with him.
Well,
I mean, that's what I see.
Hold on, real quick, Ty.
It doesn't need to be solo necessarily.
I think this is what's gonna happen. Bakugo's gonna weaken All for One enough that Shiggy's gonna finish All for One, and then they'll both fight Shiggy, the new Shiggy, together once he takes all for One's power or absorbs it. That's what I think is going to happen. So technically, you might be able to get both, but Bakugo's clearly going to play a part in how that fight ends.
Yeah,
right?
he can play a part.
I guess my thing is like, I don't get why this is a problem if he hasn't been defeated yet. Because like
he's on fraud watch, not fraudulent. Just you're on watch. Come on, a little hot seat. Come on.
Like, look, Ty. You can't sit here and say like, obviously we understand that technically, even though he's getting younger, he's still incredibly strong. Like incredibly strong. But we can't say a guy who literally just came back to life is kicking the main villain's ass. Like it looks bad. I'm not saying he's a fraud, but it looks bad. Does he not have an argument in saying that?
Yeah, Sanchez, he did make that argument, but don't worry about it. We want to go back to that conversation.
To be fair, yeah, Rodell, you did say you wanted Yuta to kill.
Oh my God, y'all can't tell when I'm trolling. Are y'all good, man? I don't really think Yuta's gonna kill Tsukuda, bro. Like, come on, bro. Y'all be killing me. I gotta wear a troll shirt. Trolling, come on now.
I don't know, man. You scare me sometimes.
Killing me. I like Yuta. I don't think he's actually going to be the one to finish Sukuna. I think it's Yuji. I don't know how to say that.
I don't think Bakugo will kill All for One either.
Then he's not a fraud if he doesn't. Okay, there we go. Come on. Hey, you could be on fraud watch. Like Tabata's on fraud watch with the final arc, but will he be a fraud? I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. It's crazy. Fraud watch is just, hey, I'm warming the seat. The seat's getting warm, but it'll only get hot if you just keep on not performing. That's all I'm saying.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Fraud
I don't
watch.
really have any.
Hey, Chris Broussard, I'm with you. This is here to inspire people. We're here to inspire you.
Oh,
We're here to inspire all for one to stop being
what's
a
his
fraud.
segment on First Things First? What's his segment? The Bud List. Oh, there it is.
Bud
The Bud
list.
List.
Yeah, that's what we're here. This fraud watch is like the Bud list. That's what it's here for.
Well,
We're
I don't
trying to
really
inspire
have.
you.
Yeah, I don't really have Fraud Watch, but we do have a lot of anime news that dropped this week. If you want to go over that.
Really? What's up?
Yeah. Let's see. We got the official trailer and release date for the next season of Reincarnated as Slime, where Rimuru is going to get his get back on Hinata, right? Chainsaw Man's getting a movie.
Oh, saw that too. Chainsaw Man, Rize.
The Rize arc is getting a movie. My Hero was confirmed for next. First of all, that spring to summer season is crazy, by the way. And we'll call it Reincarnated as Slime is doing 2 cores simultaneously. So there's not going to be after the first core ends, there's not like a break like they usually do. So it's basically running. It's going to be running for half the year. We're going to get a full 24 like that. The movie for My Hero is also coming out in the summer. Well, it's kind of coincide with. Yeah, they're getting a 4th movie,
stuff, bro. Shout out My Hero though for making
Code Geass got a new series coming out. Rose of the Recapture.
That doesn't exist. Code Geass ended in V2.
I think this is just like a spinoff. That's what I think it is.
If Lelouch is in it, it's not a spinoff, bro.
I don't think he's gonna be in it, man. I don't think so. And then there's the Rick and Morty anime got a sneak peek. There was a sneak peek apparently. Yeah, Rick and Morty's getting an anime. I think it's like just a movie.
Anime. I needed to see that news. That sounds weird to me.
Here, I will show. I will share it with you right now.
Yeah, share it on the stream. Shout out Rick and Morty. Like that cartoon.
Never seen it, but heard good things.
Yeah, it's a great. It's one of those. It's like on the Mount Rushmore. It's on the Mount Rushmore of isekais, Miles. Like,
I'm like a popularity.
In my opinion, the Mount Rushmore is
Mount Rushmore of isekais or Rick and Morty.
Overlord.
Wait, what? No, we're talking about Rick and Morty, not Slime.
Oh, you've never seen Rick and Morty, Miles? Oh,
it was
one of those. I think everybody should kind of.
Miles, you don't like things that are getting glazed?
When it's to a certain level, it just gets out of hand.
Yeah,
that's
so
fair.
It just got a
Rick and Morty,
so it's going to be
crazy.
Is that the animation? Wait, what?
I don't want to play the. I'm going to see it after this.
No,
I don't want to play
that's
it.
Not the animation. Is that really
that
the
looks
animation?
Ugly. That looks bad.
What is that?
Don't look at me. I've never accused Rick and Morty being the best animated cartoon in America anyway. So
well, I like the cartoon.
I'm willing to see it because why not?
Fair enough.
But it's a sneak peek by Adult Swim. That's why I'm not playing it because obviously I don't.
Fair enough.
But yeah, here's the Code Geass thing. But I know you don't. I know you don't want.
Yeah, we don't need to see that.
Talk about it. But
Also, we for the most part could definitely do more stuff in terms. We plan to do a Studio Ghibli tier list one of these days for an episode. I don't know if anybody's watched Boy and the Heron.
I watched the Boy and the Heron today.
You have or you haven't?
He said he liked the movie except for the ending for some reason. I didn't really check out why he said that, but he said he really liked the movie.
Okay, we'll definitely have to beat that. We'll probably do an episode in the future doing a Power Rangers tier list or something like that.
We need J-Rob there for that.
Yeah, J-Rob suggested it. I stopped watching that. You said what?
SPD clears.
SPD.
SPD was heat. I'm not gonna hold you.
Fire.
I stopped at I think Overload. I think that's what's called. Overdrive. I think I stopped at Overdrive. Overdrive
was SPD before or after they were ninjas?
After.
Well, after.
Yeah. So SPD was the last one that I watched.
SPD, they were cops.
Yeah, that was fire. Mystic Force, Dino Thunder, also very entertaining.
Dino Thunder was hard.
And then maybe we'll do a Digimon tier list in terms of Digimon anime, which is really good. A lot of them are so good now. I think
they've really been everything, Miles, haven't they? Power Rangers. They just run out of things to do.
Apparently, they're trying to come back with an adult version of Power Rangers for like a show and a series.
Isn't that what that loser Power Ranger is?
No, not like an anime, like an actual like live action show.
Well,
For
no,
adult
Netflix
Power
did a reboot or technically a sequel of the Mighty Morphin when they're older, and so the Pink Ranger, because I think is it the Pink or Yellow Ranger, because she actually died in real life, and in the trailer you see that the Yellow Ranger dies. It's one of those. Oh, because the actor is actually dead in real life, so they that's how they kind of hook you in the trailer.
They are pretty old, not gonna lie. But with that said, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna wrap it up. Appreciate you guys hopping onto the show for the BSS. Another great episode with the Black Sensei Society. Great anime.
Congratulations to Miles. Got an official call up. Hey, y'all spam Ty on his TikTok, tell him to hurry up and release it, because we need it. The people need it.
For Hospital Volume 2 for sure, 100%. Come on now.
Or find where Slingshot is and let them know.
Slingshot's finished.
Oh my god! I see people have bad theories about your thing on the live. Like somebody said, like, huge theory. I think Carlos gonna die here pretty soon. I was like, hey, bro, let's relax. I like Carlos.
Hey man, make sure you check out Ty's hustle. Make sure you guys support us moving forward. We have a lot of great content for the upcoming year. 2024 is the year for BSS. We're going to do some great things and some very interesting announcements. I'm not going to reveal anything now. Very interesting announcements starting next year. So that stay in tune with that. We got a lot of great projects coming. Lonnie's going to be back from his trip from the Anime Con in Orlando,
Missouri.
Of course, J-Rob, our guy's going to be here, and then some other interesting events. So subscribe to the channel. Make sure you rate us 5 stars on Spotify and Apple Podcasts.
Follow us on everything.
Rankings. Y'all have a good one. Peace.